know that I love you, know that I need you. So why do you do me so cold? I'm trying to be there for you. When you say you don't feel like you felt before, and I don't know why, I don't know why, don't know why, I don't know why, no I don't know why, no I don't know why, I don't know why, oh. I used to love how we used to be. We knew nothing could come between us. And now you go with your heart cold. Tell me how we let it get in. Baby, I told you that I love you to the end of time. Tell me why did you break away from me? Oh, baby, I see you when your heart grew cold. Listening to your friends anytime you froze. And now I feel so cold. I need someone to love, but I don't want this in it. So you let me no choice to go and find it in the cold. And I don't know why. I don't know why. Don't know why. I don't know why. No, I don't know.
Hearts all in it, girl. Bust down for a minute, and I know that love don't float like it used to. All the times when I called you my boo, ooh, said you're my lover and my friend. Said you'd beat it to the end. Oh, you, when I was loving you. Remember what we talked about? Picket fence in a big house. Having kids with your eyes and smile. Now you got me thinking about. We can fight, we can make it through. Give it time, baby, see it through. Cause my love, baby, is only for you. It's only for you. Only for you.
Quit playing with fire before y'all get retired prematurely. Heater burning, they need me to feed them early. Every year I treat as if it's my last. No remorse for the flame. I create concepts most cannot grasp. Forged and fortified, mind is mortified. Vibes immortal type, that's fire, no plagiarize. Finally filled my cup, fireball, and I drank it up through the fire and the flames. I carry on beyond the finest touch, finer yet never featured. Rap fame, forget me, I'm fired up. Chalk it up to the fact that fire ain't hit them yet. No disrespect, but if y'all don't feature this, I'll lock you in this fire in a room that's windowless. Thicker fumes than any you've been exposed to. No fireman can extinguish this fire, soul food. Didn't I tell every single system of the down? This shit's chop suey, homie. Pretty y'all better quit playing with fire before y'all get retired prematurely. Heater burning, they need me to feed them early. Every year I treat as if it's my last. No remorse for the flame, I create concepts most cannot. Y'all better quit playing with fire before y'all get retired prematurely. Heater burning, they need me to feed them early. Every year I treat as if it's my last. No remorse for the flame, I create concepts most cannot grasp. And that's simple facts, fill a full track, full of bars, one concept, contact high. When I spit rhymes like I lit a blunt the size of my ego, everyone started skipping after only 2 whole rotations. Gotta get a bit of a chronic craving, giving up love for entertainment. Quite dangerous when this page gets lit, cranium full of all kinds of shit. Heat lined within each line, I'm fucking crazy with all these issues. You think I'm mischievous, no doubt devious. Heat in this entire thesis is easily a feature how I'm reaping my benefits. Better leave him alone, I'm in the zone, so don't try competing with K3, he on some fire genius shit. Fire bombs getting dropped in large quantities, no apologies. I'm blasting off with rockets, jet fuel kept me in the pocket. Perfect blend of worthlessness and endurance, burning words into who hasn't heard it yet. Ain't it safe to say I'm a nervous wreck? A wordsmith tech, work against the odds, they always stack them tall. So stupid how all of y'all Neanderthal. So never stall when your back's put to the wall. I'm back to murder all, burn alive, this is why. Y'all better quit playing with fire before y'all get retired prematurely. Heat of burning, they need me to feed them early. Every year I treat as if it's my last. No remorse for the flame, I create concepts most cannot. Y'all better quit playing with fire before y'all get retired prematurely. Heat of burning, they need me to feed them early. Every year I treat as if it's my last. No remorse for the flame, I create concepts most cannot grasp. That most cannot grasp. Hey, hey, hey. Nah, y'all cannot grasp. None of y'all can grasp my convoluted concepts. Cause you're fucking stupid.
One time, nah, 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 nah. This one right here, I ain't ready. One time, it's not bonita, pleasure to meet ya. Welcome into my house. It's not bonita, pleasure to meet ya. Welcome into my house. So don't play with it. Got you all up in my head, so don't play with me. Sweat dripping on your body so lazily. It's that bonita, pleasure to meet ya. Got me on the road like a pro runner. Girl, you know you make me wanna show on her. You can take it fast pace or go slow. All I'm trying to do is get the camera for some photos. Do it with no clothes. I got a real good feeling about you, girl, and I want. She got me losing my mind. I think I'm about to catch a body. This that real good, this that feel good. Yeah, I got it. No, we ain't gotta tell them what it costs to. Smoking on the spirit, you know it get lost. I said I'm ringing your phone cause you know that I be wildin'. Up on the drink cause you know that I be vibing. I need you for a lifetime, it's the right time. You're classy like some fine wine in its own time. I said I'm ready, just call me on my phone and you can get it, I'm ready, It's not bonita, pleasure to meet ya. Welcome into my house. It's not bonita, pleasure to meet ya. Welcome into my house. So don't play with it. Got you all up in my head, so don't play with me. Sweat dripping on your body so lazily. It's that bonita, pleasure to meet ya. Yeah, she tight nice though. Shawty real bad, Mrs. Right though. She don't want it good, you know she want it right though. Shawty, why you acting uptight? She got me all up in my feelings, I can't call off. And she don't keep me waiting when she know I'm on the phone. Whatever you want, better believe that I'm ready. Money in my pocket and you know it's got you sweating. She wants some Henny up Bacardi and we sipping this a party. And you know that she be all on me. Shawty say she bad, and she know it and she know I got all the boys mad at me. Say what's the deal though? Why you tryna rush, take it real slow? I'm just tryna tell you how I feel. I'm tryna just keep it real. Girl, won't you just be my lady? It's not bonita, pleasure to meet ya. Welcome into my house. It's not bonita, pleasure to meet ya. Welcome into my house. So don't play with it. Got you all up in my head, so don't play with me. Sweat dripping on your body so lazily. It's that bonita, pleasure to meet ya.
Yo, Meatloaf. I said these niggas sippin' that bitch water. That bitch water. Making them bitch hard. I've been ahead of these pussy niggas, nigga, that kickstart. They doing shit that I been started. What? Nigga, I been ballin'. No way got time for pussy niggas, so I done got these niggas goofy. I swear to God, my life a movie. I just play the role and they the groupie. Swear to God, them niggas whoopin'. I got time, I can prove it. They watch me online like a movie. I don't know why these niggas sleeping on me, about to wake them up now. Necklace with my name on it, and I watch them about to bust. I had to tattoo my name on it, they forgot about who they talking about. Niggas lying all of my name, that's some shit I give a fuck about. A nigga that can't hold water, a nigga I can't take. But why you doing all that talking? Some niggas can't wait. How you tryna ball with a baller, but no he can't play? Pocket full of all of that guala, look like I can't wait. They tried to rob me, had that 40 on me, plus I had this jewelry, and I had that chain call a bruh, cause I know he on it. He said, nigga, pull up on me, said I'm on my way, like where you at, man, I'm around the corner. Shoebox, new cash, nigga stashed in my closet. All that new cash, shit go fast, you don't watch it. They like, I talk too fast, nah, I'm just talking money. I want that all white new jag just to pull up on them, stuntin'. I did it, trappin', I did it, stuntin', I did it, getting money, I did it, ballin', I did it, trappin', I did it, stuntin', I did it, getting money, I did it.
Evident, ever since we pulled up at your residence, slayed your whole family down and didn't leave no evidence. So the streets are starting to talk, and let me tell you what they say. Teacher Jada code is big. I hit the scene, they be like, I see you hoes sipping that bitch. I bet I snap you gon' get sprayed. I help your family look for you and tell them hope that you're okay. I ain't never been a hoe, bitch, everybody knows that. Cause I ain't rapping that nigga, or I fucking toe tag. Anytime you wanna do it, come and meet me in the street. Southside of the Funk, Riverside and Berry Street. 210 is where I lay, but A1G is where I stay. I bet you sip that bitch water, that ain't that shit that teacher drink.
Sippin' that bitch water, making them bitch hard. Hoppin' ahead of these pussy niggas, nigga, that kickstart. They doing shit that I been started. Nigga, I been ballin'. No way got time for pussy niggas, so I got these niggas goofy. I swear to God, my life a movie. I just played a role and they the groupie. Swear to God, them niggas whooping. I got time, I can prove it. They watch me online like a movie.
They don't know I'm being a problem. They couldn't solve me. I came in, I've been explaining. I even went as far as switching the terms to layman. But there's been a delay in the way they reception went, and it all be so evident when I be talking too fast. I don't dial it back at all. When the mic, give me a call. We chop it up in silence, wait for signal, then we haul. Coming right through the walls, watching as the bitch waterfall. Cause every fucking thing that you've been hearing from everyone was false. There is no comparing, I'm declaring your flow and cadence need repairing. Cause I'm not sparing no more fuckers' feelings. They really do be nowhere near my ceiling. And I be speaking with the most respect when I tell them wrap these ropes around their neck.
Sippin' that bitch water, making them bitch hard. Hoppin' ahead of these pussy niggas, nigga, that kickstart. They doing shit that I been started. Nigga, I been ballin'. No way got time for pussy niggas, so I got these niggas goofy.
Yo, what's going on, everybody, man? I'm OC Kush, the man with the plan that no one understands, but y'all be vibing with it. I'm here with Suburban Mom and Cordell Miller. This is the Korner Konvo podcast. You know what I'm saying? What's good, everybody out there in Blood Ones Mafia, man? Appreciate y'all sliding through this morning. We will have the submission queue open a little bit later here for the drive-by reviews. However, we do have some discussionary topics to talk about this morning. How you guys doing this morning, man? So, Suburban Mom, Cordell, how you guys doing?
I am lit. Just came from the dip this morning. I got some of the lemon OG haze, my favorite.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I'm feeling it already. Excited for the weekend like everybody else.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. What about you? Suburban Mom, you back with us? I think she said she was running out.
Yeah, she hollered pineapples for a second.
Okay.
What up, Slump?
Yeah,
And I'm dope in the
good.
building.
Just finna say, man, running through this. We got Sovereign Nation.
I'm back. I just got back.
Nature's here.
Mm-hmm. Suburban Mom. We got Slump C in the building as well. And I'm dope. What's going on? Doc, I'm not sure who Daco is, but we got Daco in here as well.
Daco,
We
welcome.
got people sliding through, also coming through, looking for the submission form. Excuse me. We will have it open in a little bit. You know what I'm saying? For the drive-by reviews, we do it for those just joining up. We do the drive-by reviews in a sporadic moment throughout the show. We do have little segments for them. We do about 3 to 4 at a time. But we do have a little process. If you guys check the form out before I fully open it up, you can read it over We do 3 different criterias that we do a little voting on for a rating. And whether it's a published track, you guys can use those notes to move forward in your music making, or if you have it as a current work in progress, you can go back into the studio and take those notes with you. Um, but Suburban Mom, you are back. How's your week going?
Yes, it's good. It's good. It's cold.
That it
School,
is.
the Christmas break thing is over. I think Cordell was mentioning
Yay.
that yesterday. So,
Yes.
yeah, just trying to. I homeschool with her, so that's kind of just trying to get back into the swing of things with that.
Okay.
And yeah, I mean, pretty,
Y'all
pretty,
lucky,
pretty
man. My
normal.
my kid's been back to school for over a week now. Like
Yeah, they
they
went
went
Yeah,
back
I
back
on
mean,
the
on the
7th
second.
for us.
For the 7th?
oh,
Damn, Mars went back on the 2nd. Literally
yeah,
the
she
day
went.
after, they're like, "Yep, ship them back, ship them back."
Yeah,
That's
that's
crazy.
enough holidays. Get your
Man.
ass to class.
She didn't go back till Monday of like the week after all that. Wait, was it?
I think
I
around
don't
here
even
though,
remember.
the districts do it like that because of the fact that they know they factor in the fact that we have so many snow days up here. So they're like, listen, we're not taking any extra days in these vacations because we'll be plugging them in at the end of the year anyway.
Yeah. See, she homeschool, so there's no. She's not. I mean, it's online. It's not actually
Right.
like homeschool,
Now, do
homeschool,
they
but
give snow days for those like
no,
home? They
that's what I was
don't.
gonna say. I
That
don't think
sucks.
so. I mean, unless there was like some kind of like really crazy widespread
If it
catastrophe and
knock
like
out your Wi-Fi, you
power.
getting a snow
I
day.
was just getting
Yeah,
ready to
power and
say,
Wi-Fi
yeah.
was out. Yeah, then I would assume.
Like the
But yeah, I
lights
mean,
don't
like if
come
it's
on right
that,
now,
yeah,
baby. You can't go to school.
you ain't doing
You
anything.
better
Yeah, it's. I mean,
pick up a
that's
book and a
literally.
candle. You know what I'm saying? Like,
But yeah, it would have to be like
they're taking it to the
it'd
little
be
house
more
on the
based
prairie
on like
schooling. You know what I'm saying? Shit.
yeah, it would be more based on like your own personal need for it, I guess. And then you'd have to, I
Right.
would have to like talk to her teacher and be like, look, we don't have anything going on right now.
Mm-hmm.
So
I
All this
get that.
independent study time. Go read a fucking book.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
go dye some more paper towels with grape juice.
Right. Well, so was that a project? Is that what that was?
No, she just like she that's like instead of when I was in school and I would be like, doodling in my notebooks, that's the kind of stuff she's doing instead of doodling. Is she's like
Now,
doing her class,
my,
she's listening to what's going on, but she's also dyeing paper towels with grape juice. Like I don't
did
know.
she drink the juice?
Yeah,
Is
she
what I'm
did.
really
She
concerned with.
yeah, she did. She
Okay,
had a
this is
little bit
okay
left,
then.
and then she
Mm-hmm.
mixed it with water, and then now she's
Oh,
like on this kick where she wants to like
your
dye
daughter is
some.
super efficient. She's there
Right.
with butter and
She's like, I want to get
she's
some
drinking all of the
clothes,
juice, put a little water in it. I love that.
dyeing clothes with it. I know. She's like, I don't understand why everyone
Oh
hates
man.
grape juice so much. It's a perfect dye. And I was like, that is
Right.
why everyone hates grape juice so much.
Think
Right.
that might be why.
It dyes everything, and it does. It stains. That's why. That's why
Mm-hmm.
we waited until now for
Hey,
you to have grape juice.
just ask the grape smashers' feet. You know what I'm saying? Them shits come out weird as fuck coloration wise.
Oh, I bet they
Like,
do. I wonder if they stay purple for a long time.
I don't know.
I mean, it depends on how successful your career is, I guess.
Yeah.
If you
What's
stomping grapes for a
interesting?
living, you probably got purple feet.
Yeah, my grandfather used
That
to
is
actually do
true.
that. And he
Oh my
lived like,
God.
yeah, he lived in a house just like mine. He lived in this area, and in the basement, he would get. This is so crazy to me. I didn't know this until like years and years and years after I'd already started drinking wine and had an affinity for wine. And my favorite wine, just out of everything I've ever tasted, is like a Cabernet that's been aged in whiskey barrels. Like that's just my favorite. My grandfather used to make homemade wine. He used Cabernet grapes and he used old whiskey barrels.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that crazy? And like out of all the wines I've
Damn, it snowed
tasted,
for Annam Dope's daughter. I
Yeah,
think
I
he
was
said it
I'm
too,
telling,
youngin.
starting to get concerned. Like,
I told my dad, I was like, I really love like cab that's been aged in whiskey barrels. And he just started laughing. He's like, that's what your grandfather used to make. And he used old whiskey barrels that he would get from a distillery for whiskey. And that's
Mm-hmm.
how he made his
that
wine. I'm like,
flavor.
what? That's crazy.
Right.
It's so nuts.
I mean,
Could have just
good
been messing with me,
good
but
taste knows its places. It finds its places.
that's crazy though to me. I'm just because I never even met that grandfather. Like he passed
You
away when
telling
my
me
dad
that
was
he's
17.
brewing his own wine, or more or less, and I know brew's probably the wrong word, but he's making his own
Right.
wine. Like, your daughter didn't churn that butter, did she? Y'all got that at the store, right? I just
No,
want to
she
be
didn't do it.
sure.
We've been talking about
Are
doing
you
that.
Amish, Mom?
No.
You Amish.
You breaking all the
No.
rules right now.
I am not Amish. That's so funny. My grandmother used to ask every boy I ever dated, "Are you Amish?" And I'd be
You
like,
gotta,
"Grandma,
you
like,
gotta
that's
ask.
just
They
so
spring that
weird."
on you, not yeah, yeah, okay. Get sprung on rum springer, and now you stuck.
It's just weird. Yeah, I mean, maybe she was looking like low key. I always thought she was kind of like nuts, but maybe she just was having my back. Cause
It's a lot of
every
girls. It's a
boyfriend,
lot of girls got snatched up like that. And they was in the city and met a dude, fell in love. Oh, I'm gonna take you home, and then you just don't see her no more. She come
is
back
that
in a
a
gray
thing?
dress.
Maybe that's why my grandma asked. So we always laughed about it. We're like, Grandma's so goofy. She asks every boyfriend we ever have if they're Amish.
She's making sure that you don't end up in a cult.
Oh my God, that is insane. She loved Amish people though. She had like little
Oh,
Amish like.
they're cool. I ain't gonna go live with them.
Mhm.
I wonder if that's low key what
We
she was
have
doing.
we have quite a bit around our area over here
Like
that
I'll hang out with the
Yeah, we
Amish
did
in the
too.
daytime when the
the
sun go
majority
down. I need to be where the electricity is.
the majority are employed as construction around here.
Yes.
Man,
hmm
Mhm.
You should see. Okay, there's a house across the street that got the roof redone by Amish. I looked out the window. It was like 10 a.m. They started. I looked out the
Mhm.
window. It was like 12:30. They were done. I'm like, what?
yeah,
How?
it's a roof. It wasn't even
How?
a whole barn. Like it
And
was
they
just a
Right.
opened
roof.
up. They pulled up with like one of those vans. You know, they call them Yoder toters. Sorry
Yeah.
if that's offensive. And I
Is it?
swear, I'm like, where are they coming from? Does this van, is it a clown car? Because it's just, they kept coming. It was like they opened the
I hear
doors and
that.
like,
See, they pull up there's one work truck. As far as what I've personally experienced in our area, we've driven by like little sites where we see a bunch of people working and shit, and we look and
Mhm.
there's one single work truck and like 6 horse and buggies.
Wow.
It is the
We,
craziest shit, dude. They're
and
just
they on
they
time.
just got horse and buggies parked in the middle of like their field while they're working on the house. It's just crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. See, like I
Mhm.
grew up very close to like where I grew up in the country is close to Middlefield, Ohio, which is a really big population of Amish.
Mhm.
And yeah, I mean like you'd be driving down the road, there were a lot of accidents that
See, my kids freaked
fortunately
out when they seen the
happened.
signs. The sign literally just has a horse
The
and
crowd,
buggy on
yeah.
it. And they're looking
Mhm.
like, "What does this sign mean, Dad?" And I'm like, "Oh, that
We'll
just means
see.
that we're in a car and we have to look out for horse and buggies." And they're like,
Yeah.
"Why?" They're thinking like, "Why on the street for what?" And then
Right.
we finally passed one.
It
Like
happens.
when we drove down to Delaware to go visit my mom a couple years ago, we had to drive through like we didn't take. I don't like driving through New York, so I went down south and drove across PA, and
Mhm.
that's where we seen a
So you probably
lot
went
of
through
them.
like Gallant.
Right,
Yeah.
a lot of the different Amish areas around that spot where
Lang
we started
Lang
just seeing them like their normal traffic, and my kids are like, "What the heck is going on?" And I'm
Yeah.
like, "This is their cars." Like,
Right.
Mhm.
See,
This is what they do.
I'm on the other side of the continental divide. We see the horses. Ain't no cart stuff.
Yeah.
right.
That's what's
It's
crazy,
just
like
random people on horses. They might have a whole bunch of cows following them or they chasing them.
Hmm.
But
I used to work at a club that was actually
okay,
in Middlefield, and it was on one of the main state routes there, and we
Amish
called it Club
mobsters. I
87.
know what he's talking about, and
Uh-huh.
I'm dope. I know what you're talking
Yeah,
about.
it's a thing. But there was a huge Amish population that was in Middlefield, and I helped with booking for the show. So like I remember in particular, we had a band come in, they were touring, and they were from Florida, and they didn't know about Amish. They just had never heard of it, and we were all there, like, we were standing outside, and a couple of buggies go by, and of course, the rest of us, it doesn't even faze us because 'cause we're used to seeing it. These guys were like, "What the hell is this?" Oh my god, they lost their shit for a good probably 5, 10 minutes because they could not believe that we had people that lived in our
man,
town and in this area that didn't
my
use
iPhone,
electricity,
that
that
car
dressed
didn't
like
time
that,
travel.
yeah, that's what they thought. They're like, "They're time travelers." I'm like, "No, they're Amish people." And
The
we're all
legit
looking at
warned
them
me
like, "These
about
guys
this.
are so." Yeah, but they were legit with it because there were like 5 of them, you know, and they're losing their crap, and we're all just standing around the rest of us like, "You guys
Bro,
are
you still got
goofy."
your wedding ring? Hey,
And then
You got a
the
tattoo?
girls from the Amish community were nuts. They were in like Rumpspringer or whatever the heck you guys are talking about. They would go
Mm-hmm.
into the Wendy's across the street, right?
Oh man,
Change
Amish
out of
chicks
their
at the
little
Wendy's.
Amish clothes, all right? And you could tell they didn't really they might not have known like what was hip or cool at the time because they would come back over looking like 90s, 80s like weird
Really, really
outfits.
80s fresh.
Yeah,
That's how we met Amish
tons
girls.
of
They was
like
80s fresh.
tons of like weird makeup and stuff that you could tell they weren't their eyeliner was
Oh my
crooked and
god.
stuff. And then they'd be like hardcore hitting on our boyfriends and stuff. And
It's
I was
like
No,
like,
she did
yeah.
not comb her
what?
hair, but
Look.
that's a
They
style.
smelled bad. Like I was like, what the girl, get out of here. Go put some deodorant on if you're gonna try this. Like,
Mm.
no.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Uh-uh.
you should have threw on Cordell's Old Spice song.
I mean, I didn't. Damn. I never really considered that, but yeah, she had a little twinge to her. There was definitely a scent,
A musk.
Mhm.
It's a musk.
a
Yes,
musk,
you
if
must.
you will. Yeah.
Yes.
Nah, fuck that. It was an odor, bro. That was.
Yeah,
It
wow.
was a
He
odor.
said, "Fuck all that. We're blunted out here. It was an
It
odor.
was sour.
It
It
was
was
a
a
sour.
odor. This was raw.
Oh my
Ew.
god. So real quick on this first little topic that we got, you sent me this video, right? And I don't did you want me to play it first or did you want to get a little bit of an explanation for it for this Disney one?
So yeah, I mean I can give a little bit of background. So I have a couple of things that we can look at that are being considered Mandela effects, which if you're not familiar with what a Mandela effect is, it's kind of something that historically, we can look up the facts to what happened, but um, big groups of people will remember it completely differently.
Hmm.
And like to the point where you have actual memories and you're like, that is not what happened. And the first time, I guess, this became a popular phenomenon was surrounding Nelson Mandela. And so
Yeah.
many people swore he passed away in
They thought he
prison.
died. They thought he
Hmm.
died, and then all of a
But
sudden
he
he was on TV
didn't.
being released with millions
Yes.
of people in the
And
street. It was
everyone was like,
crazy.
what? So that's why it's called the Mandela effect. But
I
this
remember
particular
that.
one is surrounding the classic Disney intro. And there are two camps to this Mandela effect. One camp will tell you that what we're about to see is what we've always seen. It's just a little orb of light,
Hmm.
spins around the logo, and it lands on the eye. The other camp, which is the camp that I particularly belong to, we remember Tinkerbell coming around the screen with her little wand, and she would land and dot the eye. So I'm curious, chat, which camp do you belong to? I distinctly remember Tinkerbell. And
I
my
have another.
daughter,
Go ahead.
oh, I was
There's
gonna
an
say it's crazy
explanation.
because my daughter is only 11, okay, but she even looked at me and said, "Mom, that's Tinkerbell." Because when she was little, I had a bunch of VHS tapes that
Right.
were
The
mine,
Snow
That's the
White, the
explanation.
Cinderella,
and
That is the
yes,
that
and so
is the
she would watch
explanation.
them. She remembers Tinkerbell too, so it's not just me.
Mm-hmm.
That's
But yeah,
why.
so go ahead, you can roll the clip. This is what we are told
Roll the clip.
what it's always been.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you'll see the little.
That was it.
Mm-hmm.
This
There
is
it
what it
goes,
is.
swooping around, yeah, and
So
that's it.
can
And it doesn't
can
even
I
dot the eye.
explain? Can I
Yes,
explain
I
what
would
y'all
love
are
to.
experiencing right now?
The Mandela effect.
No, not at all. Because the one that you spoke on with Tinkerbell does indeed exist, but it was for home video. This is the Walt Disney Pictures logo that was the official
Production video.
any
Yeah.
Disney picture. So this is what you saw in the movie theaters. Now, when you were at home, you would see this one, but you would see it after you saw Tinkerbell telling you about it being a home video.
Right. Right. You
So,
know
but
what's
we
also
never
crazy?
saw Tinkerbell fly
So
over because I distinctly remember
Yeah,
her
yeah.
flying and
That was
dotting the
that
eye.
was
Okay,
that was the VHS thing. Like when they were putting out those collector's
so maybe
editions,
that's
and
what it
we opened the
is.
vault, and all of that. Yeah, they did have that animation graphic with Tinkerbell, but for all intents and purposes and like just the official movie, you know, the Oscar version, if you will, it's always going to have this one that you just showed. They
Mm.
all have that one, but the home videos have both.
So there's I mean, it's a little side note theory of this, but you see how like the thing goes up and around? That's considered like the dome firmament. I won't break off into that too much,
Oh.
but that's what I'm getting. See how
Here you
the
go.
tower goes past it, meaning like they're above everybody else. You know, yeah. There's a
Like
whole
the
thing that
layers of
I have
society.
yeah I have
all that
right,
thing.
and these are the
Looks
classes.
like a weak spot to
Mhm.
me. Aim
Looks like a
there.
good looks like a good place to aim.
Right.
Right, aim there first. We'll work our way in.
Aim,
But
aim high.
that's a separate discussion for a separate day.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying within the production logos and other company logos like that, when because my kids were doing it with me with that Mandela effect thing. They have like a little game that they play on their devices where it's like guess the right logo, and it's like they have like a McDonald's ones, they have like Burger King, like the different ones that you'd see, and then they have to try to guess the
Yeah.
right one. So I'm like, I'm playing it with them. I'm like, yo, it's definitely this one. And then they're like, nope, it's this one. I'm like, ain't no fucking way.
Hold on. Yeah.
But yeah, I did
They
a whole
cheating.
separate thing with the Disney logos and the other logos and stuff. And there was a whole. I went down a little rabbit hole with that one.
The
Yeah.
Mandela effect is absolutely real, and the fact that we're all starting to experience it more and more is evidence that time travel is becoming cheaper. We just got to meet some more people.
See, my theory on it is sort of it links in with like the dead internet theory. And I kind of think because how many of us actually have still Walt Disney VHS tapes laying around that we actively watch? Probably not too many of us. And
Uh-uh. I haven't
another
seen a
one that
working
was
VCR in years.
right. And so another one that was really huge, I don't have a photo of this one, but was the Fruit of the Loom cornucopia one was huge.
Oh
And
yeah. That one's still
I
a big one.
There
remember
was no cornucopia though,
there
right?
There
was
was. They
they
used
claim there was not.
They claim there
The
was,
Fruit
but
of the
there
I don't
Loom,
was.
remember a cornucopia.
I
I
do.
personally,
Really?
And here's the
I don't
thing.
remember it.
Here's the thing. I remember it very vividly because my mother used to make us these sweatshirts for every holiday, and she would get like an iron-on thing, and then she'd do like the puff paint around it, like very 90s kid
All that
thing.
puff paint. God,
And she'd glue
please.
like the little bows and stuff, like it was super cute. But she did it for every holiday, but she always, always bought Fruit of the Loom sweatshirts to do it on.
Hmm.
And I still, in my mind's eye, can see on the back
Here you
of
go.
each sweatshirt,
Check the
but she
screen.
specifically,
Peep the screen. The left is the old one, or what we used to have, and the right is what they have now.
yeah. So she specifically bought Fruit of the Loom because as a kid, tags bothered me like bad. And
Now
Fruit of
I'm
the Loom was
looking
the,
at this.
You don't
It
remember
looks
the one on the
familiar.
left?
I feel like I've seen it before, but
yeah,
the one
it
on the
was the
right
one on the left.
is the one I've seen more. I feel like
Yeah.
That's
the
see,
the,
the one
the
on the right looks weird to me,
I feel
honestly.
like I
It just
remember at
looks
some point in
weird
my
to me.
childhood wondering what the hell is that brown thing? That's not
Yes.
fruit.
Yes.
Like
Right.
I
And
remember thinking that.
that's what I was gonna
My
say
mom
is
always
that
just told me it was a basket. This is what they carried it in, son. I'm like, oh, okay.
yeah,
Yeah,
what? Yeah.
I didn't learn that word till the fourth
She
grade.
would specifically buy Fruit of the Loom sweatshirts because as a kid I had like sensory issues and the tags would bother me. Fruit of the Loom was the only brand that didn't have a tag, and it was just like inked on the back of a sweatshirt. I remember seeing the cornucopia and I remember asking my mom, "What is that thing in
Mm.
there?" And she said it's a cornucopia, and she's like they're popular around Thanksgiving time, like they hold different fruits. And I don't she kind of went into it, but I have a very, very vivid memory of asking my mom, "What is this thing on my sweatshirt?" and seeing it all the time because she made these for us. I mean, several times a year, we had tons of these sweatshirts that she would make. So it's like, I ain't nobody telling me that there wasn't a cornucopia. And there's actually a girl on, it's a post, I think I've seen it on like Instagram or something, and she went through all of her old clothes and found that printed logo I'm talking about with the
Mm-hmm.
cornucopia. And she, and everyone's like, "Oh, it's fake. She photoshopped it." I'm like, no, this is the thing. Like, if they can because it wouldn't be that hard for a company to say Fruit of the Loom to
Mhm.
use a web crawler or whatever, scrub the entire internet of the image, the old image, and replace it with a new image.
That's what I'm
And
looking
then
at right now. Have they
yeah,
scrubbed the internet
gaslight
to where
us.
it just never appears?
Yes,
So
and then they could gaslight us and say you're
and
remembering
see,
wrong.
listen, that's that right what you just said. I was just finna point out my overall theory is the basis of this effect, right? And the therefore transparency that they're like some people obviously are aware of it, right? Some are just kind of like, oh yeah, no, it's always been this. What are you talking about? Like it has never was that. I think that right there is going to obviously you're seeing it on a small scale right now, this company logo or this and this, but when it comes to, I feel like it's going to end up being something indoctrinated into us to where we're going to end up forgetting about what the fundamentals of, say, the government or say the country or
Correct.
the world is, you know what
Yes.
I'm saying? And when everybody
It's
is in
gonna get bigger.
disarray, then we're
Yep.
going to have that's the internal battle within individual
Mhm.
societies of how was the society. It used to be like this. No, it never was like that. What are you talking about?
Right.
Mhm.
That's the thing
They
right there.
can literally rewrite history in real time
Right.
if they
Right.
have the ability to control the internet, which I think that they
Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
scary because
history
when
has
you think
always been
about it,
written by the victors. It's nothing new.
Right.
truth. That's the truth. And when you think about it, anytime you don't know, like I do it all the time when I'm cooking, I'm like, I gotta put like, this recipe calls for 3 tables or I don't know, a half a tablespoon, but I'm doubling it or whatever. I need to do a quick conversion. I'll Google it. Or wait, what was the name of that show that I used to watch that had so and so and so and so? Oh
Right.
crap, I can't remember.
I
You
just
Google it.
I
You
just
Google
looked
it.
at
You
a
Google it.
commercial from '78. There's no cornucopia, but that that logo looks suspicious.
See, that's what I'm saying. They can
Mhm.
they
Like
can alter it,
that
and I feel
it's
like it's a
Terry Garr too. So like it's a legitimate commercial. I remember
mhm.
this.
Right.
And I'm looking at it. It's
So
been posted for 14 years. And yeah, there's no cornucopia on that
I mean,
package.
I do recall that at one point it did change, and it did change over to not having the cornucopia anymore. But
So
I
maybe
do
maybe it's like
remember the
for
cornucopia.
everybody 25 and under don't know, but we
Yeah.
know.
But that's the
Well,
thing, it's like it's
Possibly.
large
why this
scale
sneakiness?
testing. It's large scale testing, and they're doing it on very small insignificant things right now to
And
see how well
yeah,
it
I remember
works.
these. I had the fun pal, the Underoos.
Right.
Yeah, I was that guy. I had
I remember
Thundercats
Underoos
underwear.
with the little kangaroo. Oh god, please don't tell me that's gonna be wrong now. He was jumping over the O's, right? Remember?
King James,
I
when we're
don't I
talking
don't I
about the
don't know
Mandela
specifically,
effect, and how it's
but
referencing to a lot of these logos out here and different, you know what I'm saying, subjective things within
mine was
society.
Thundercat. It was Fruit of the Loom. I'm looking at a commercial from 1980. They keep flashing the logo in the commercial. It doesn't have the cornucopia.
Hmm.
But
It
they're
doesn't.
saying it's from
See, the
1980. You know
problem
how
that it is, I had
Right. It's been
recently,
up for 7 years.
I think I think it was right before we moved. I actually still had clothing with the fucking cornucopia on the band, like on the
Mhm.
waistband and shit, on the arm cuff and shit like that. Like the different clothing that I did have, it did have it on there. That's why I'm so like I know, like that shit
It
had it.
definitely was there.
That shit
Yes.
had it. I
Yeah,
know it.
it was there. Mhm.
Mhm.
Yeah, it in every commercial I'm looking at, it looks like scrubbed images because they're showing the dudes in the fruit suits and shit in the
Mhm.
The
80s.
fruit
Right.
suits.
But
The
then
fruit
but then
Fruit
they
suits.
zoom in. They zoom in on them on the hands and the apple body as opposed to him holding the package for the camera. They zoom in with him holding the package, no cornucopia. This
Right.
is
Mhm.
suspicious. But this one was posted 3 months ago.
Mhm.
Mhm. Yeah, see, that's what
Fishy.
I'm saying. With AI technology, with even just photo like how long has Photoshop been a thing? I mean, that's been around since like people were claiming, "Oh, that was Photoshop like early 2000s," you know?
Mhm.
So, it's not hard to take a piece of a logo out of an image. I mean, we could do that. I could do that in Canva if I really want to. You know what I mean? So,
Right.
But to
um
actually collect anybody's evidence, because somebody's got this on a VHS tape. Somebody's got the commercial, didn't want it. Mad that it got recorded. But I bet you
yeah,
somebody has it.
Mhm.
somebody probably got hit by a car mysteriously.
Oh shit.
Oh goodness.
That's what I'm saying. Like every time.
Them, they're so powerful.
Dude, Jesus.
Fruit of the Loom.
We'll never beat them.
Mm-hmm.
But tell me that's like, I mean, that could be, but I don't think Fruit of the Loom themselves actually probably have a lot to do with it. But it's like, have you ever heard of I think it's Project Mockingbird or Project Blue Paperclip or wait, what? Project Paperclip and like Project
goodness.
Mockingbird. They're, it's like proven CIA documents that are out there that they have done testing, and they can manipulate people by using propaganda
King
and
James. I see what you're
changing what we perceive as reality. Which
See,
is
a lot of the
I-
times though, for me,
I just want to know when is it going to get cheap enough for me to do some time traveling?
Well, see, look, I'm putting it like this. When it comes to businesses specifically, I feel like it's okay to rebrand, but it's the fact that they're denying that the brand was what it was. That's where it gets a little suspicious for me. I don't have a problem with you changing the logo, but don't make me think that logo never existed, or don't make me think that slogan never existed. Like, I know it had.
Right.
Well, how would I remember this from so long ago then? You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't make any sense. It was there somewhere at one point in time.
Right.
Like,
I don't know,
So
KJ.
King James said something
I
about
do
the fruit
remember.
shapes
I
and
remember the
tricks.
fruit
Yeah.
shapes and tricks
Now
because
they're
I
now
was
they're just
mad at
balls.
those
They're just little
berries.
balls now.
Yes, I do remember when they were actual fruit shapes. Like
But somebody says
do
that they were
remember it.
always little balls, that we were
They're
kids
not.
and that we could only see the fruit shapes, and only kids can see the fruit shapes.
Oh,
Let's
yeah.
go.
Give me some
Don't
of that.
get out of here.
Give me what they
No.
smoking, man.
I wish
but-
I'd have ate more tricks now.
But the thing is, though, and honestly, speaking from a perspective of someone who has been because we talked about this a little bit before the show started, there are people that do this in an abusive manner towards other people that they're abusing. And if you've
Oh,
experienced
snap.
gaslighting, it is weird. Like, it will really, after a while, it gets done so. No, I'm serious. It gets done so often to you that you begin to question your sanity, your mental health, your perception of reality. And I think that that's the key here, because if we can create question around truth, if they can at least, now you might remember the cornucopia, but they're at least making you think about it. They're at least making you wonder, wait, am I actually remembering this right?
Right.
And that might be a real one, but then maybe they hit you with another one that's kind of like fake. And they're saying it's a Mandela effect, but nobody remembers that. And then you're like, no, that's how it always was. So now you're seeing this other one, and you're like, wait a minute. Some people are saying it was this, but I remember it being that way. So wait a minute, maybe I'm remembering the Fruit of the Loom logo wrong.
Remember Sinbad kept doing
you know, it
movies
creates
with
this-
kids?
That's
Oh, I remember
yeah.
this. Yeah.
He did
This is
First
one.
Kid, and then he did House Guest. And like they're the same movie essentially, but then Shaq did a movie, and he was, Kazam or something to that effect,
Roll
and
the clip.
everybody swears it was Sinbad,
It was Sinbad.
but
I
it
have this one
wasn't.
in my list.
It was Shaq.
That's what everyone
Shaq played a
keeps
genie
saying.
with a kid, and
Kazam.
Sinbad did 2 other movies, if not a third movie, with the white kid, and he was teaching him how to be groovy. It was funny, it was just his shtick at the time. But
That's
he
another
didn't.
one that
He
I
didn't
had
do
in
it.
my
I got
list
the
that
video. I do
said.
have the video on that one. I will roll that one in a second. I'm just letting Cordell
I
finish
think
his
I might have
thoughts.
I might have hit a different timeline.
That's my sister and I were talking about that one. And this one's crazy because growing up, my sister and I and my family loved Sinbad. We watched that show all the time. I was a huge fan of Raven Simone because she was like Sinbad's daughter in the show.
No,
Loved it.
no,
And
that was not
yeah.
Raven Simone.
yes, it was.
That was Ray J and some random light skinned girl.
We finna see
Raven
in this clip.
Raven Simone didn't do the show with Sinbad.
What? Yes, she did.
That would have been dope. Like
This
they
is
probably
a-
would have made some money.
Look, this is a theatrical trailer
No.
from 1996. You can hear it with the white noise static and everything.
It's already Cap. This is Cap. I know what you pulled up.
In a deserted
No, it's not.
building,
This is what you were talking about. This is
lives a 5,000-year-old genie. He served some of history's most notorious tyrants. Today, he's about to meet his match, 14-year-old Max Korner. And together, they're about to fall into something big.
No, this is
I'm
fake.
sorry.
They did this after the controversy.
Look, I'm sorry. First of all, the little kid, mind you, 14-year-old is what they just said. He fell through
He
4
wasn't.
stories of floors to the
and
floor.
he's just fine.
And he's like, yeah, let me just dust this off real quick.
Well, he fell on his back. You know, that's the way you're supposed to fall, back first.
This is low key a bop noise or something.
I'm telling you, they made this after the controversy.
Now,
Were you like really lonely or something?
a kid who never asked for anything
Okay, this
but
is
trouble.
Shaq.
Yeah, so I was saying this is from what they're saying that the actual movie was.
This is what it was.
Not to mention psychopathic dork in the
This is
basement.
one of the
I don't
ones
do
that has
bothering
the
anybody.
Has inherited a genie who just won't get out of his life.
This actually happened.
Then I wish I had
Same
junk
time
food.
Shaq Fu
Where
came
in the
out.
sky?
Like right after.
That's it?
Shaq had one of the biggest selling albums in '95. Yes, if you never listened to Shaq Diesel, oh my God, the boy got bars.
You're kidding me. I didn't know this.
Shaq
I
is on
probably wasn't
Shaq is
allowed
on
to
my
listen
top
to it.
10 as far as like lyrical artists.
You gotta get him on the show.
Oh my God, he'll probably
Wouldn't that
show
be
up
cool?
too.
Yeah, I went right around the corner. You know, I'm a sheriff of your town too.
We're gonna try to get Shaq on the show.
You smell like hippopotamus butt.
I'd rather we get Steven Seagal on.
Shaquille O'Neal.
I do. Yeah, this
I
is good.
remember this. So now
Nobody went and watched it.
twisting me. I saw it.
That's why everybody doesn't remember it, right? Nobody went and saw it.
No, I feel like I remember that was a big.
I didn't even watch this. I didn't even watch this movie. I didn't never see
think
it.
we went and
I
saw
didn't
it in
either.
theater.
I didn't watch this movie.
You guys didn't
either.
see it?
But
I
it
did not,
happened.
no.
I know it happened. I didn't go see it. That's for sure.
Good little movie. I liked it. I remember liking it. I think we actually bought this one on VHS. So now I'm just really confused because my sister swears it was Sinbad and it wasn't called Kazam. It was called Shazam. Now I
No, that
remember
wasn't it.
though.
He
be
said
around this-
Shazam in one of them movies.
Did he?
He might
Yeah, I
have.
remember being a huge Sinbad fan. Like I was saying, we watched that show. I thought it was Raven Simone. I guess I'm wrong, but but I remember my whole family being excited because like he was going to be in a movie. So I have that memory too. Now maybe it's one of the movies you're talking about
He
where
did-
he was
he
like
did a
teaching
movie
someone
called-
to have some riz, some swag. if you
Yeah, he
will.
was hanging out with it was First Kid. That was the movie. And he was hanging out with the president's son.
The president's son. Okay, I do
It was
remember that.
Basically a remake of Richard Pryor's The Toy,
Okay.
if you can remember that far.
Oh, see, this one might actually be a bust for me then because but I was texting my sister because we were really kind of talking about, she loves to talk about this kind of stuff. And she's like, it was Shazam and it was Sinbad. But it's like I say, it's making me question though. Like,
Shaq-
wait, what
Shaq
do I
worked
actually
so hard
remember?
from 93 to 96. He had a video game on the shelf. He had 2 albums out. He was in
And the playoffs.
multiple movies.
He was in the
He
playoffs
was-
and shit too.
He was hitting playoffs, and I think they won a championship at some point, or it might have been afterwards.
Yeah, because
him.
I
I
think
can't remember.
'96 was Jordan.
Yeah.
It's like it makes
Definitely.
me wonder, did Sinbad possibly do some movie or some little appearance on a TV show where he played a genie around the same time and it confused people maybe? Like because I mean
Again, I think he ended up in like a genie he was in a pirate outfit in the movie with the little white kid, and it just looked.
Okay.
And I think people replace Shaq with Sinbad because Sinbad is not as scary.
So what I'm getting
See
here is
that-
it says Shazam, right?
Mhm.
Shazam,
Right.
wasn't actually a movie, but it was actually an April Fool's joke collaboration with Sinbad and the company called College Humor in 2017 when
Yeah.
they made quote unquote real footage from the movie, and then that was because people kept saying that he portrayed the genie, so he ended up doing like that, almost like that troll type of video to make it
Oh.
look
Right.
like
He
he
acted
did.
in it, and when you see it, you can look at him and be like, "Oh no, that's not 90s Sinbad. That's 2017 Sinbad."
Yeah, I
Right,
did see
right.
someone had posted like a little screenshot clip from that, and I looked at it. I'm like, that looks weird. And then as we just watched that trailer for Kazam, like that is what I remember. I do remember
Mhm.
we saw that movie, and now I'm like, okay, yeah, you know what? I think I
You
do
saw it?
remember it being, yeah, oh yeah, we
I
went to the
didn't see
movies.
it.
Like, Shaq was
96 was the
huge.
year of Independence Day.
Shaq was huge when we were kids. Like Shaq was
Mhm.
huge,
You didn't even know
and
he had 2 albums out.
Right.
I didn't know that. No, but
Shaq
I
went
was.
platinum, Mom.
My
In
mom
your
did not
world,
let me
look,
listen to rap music when I was
if
growing up.
if in
Okay.
fact if in fact Shaq was big in your world, he was obviously bigger than what you thought.
Right. I had a
Right,
pair of Shaq
exactly.
shoes. You had to be exclusive to get those.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, yeah, I mean, I remember he did a thing, but
Yeah,
see,
weren't
then
they
I
called like
started thinking,
the fucking the Dunkmans or something?
Punk Man?
Something. Oh, Lord.
They should have worked harder on that.
Mm-hmm. I'm pretty sure that's what they were called though. If I'm
Dunk
not
Man?
I'm pretty
I know they
sure.
made fun of me for wearing them. That much I remember.
Right.
Dunkins. Why wouldn't you call them Dunkins? Because you're like Duncan.
Well,
No, because
because
that's that
there's a Tim Duncan
he's
that
not
was
Tim Duncan.
in the
Oh.
at the time he was in the league, but he's not anymore as well. But yeah, there
Just
was
I
call him
remember
Shaq.
mine just they were just Shaqs.
Yeah.
well,
You
that's
That's
guys
what
what
they ended up
everybody
remember?
being
called them while
called.
they was
Yeah,
roasting them.
but I think I'm saying the actual name, like you know what I'm saying, was
Oh
called
yeah.
the Dunkmans or something like that, or the Dunks or something. I was something along those lines.
Do you guys remember the Nike pumps?
Yeah,
Those were Reeboks, Mom.
those are
I
Reeboks.
thought that was Nike.
Yeah,
Oh,
Yeah.
I had those. I thought I was
you talking
cool.
about the tongue with the tongue pump, right?
Yeah, you
Somebody
squeeze
trying
it. You
traveling close to you. They just shaking your timeline up.
I saw
Find
a
out.
Reebok pump.
She's
I
like,
want
no, I
to
got
go back to
Nike pumps.
'87 and hit the lottery.
She's like, I got Nike pumps in the closet. What are you talking about?
Yeah, I had them right next to my
I
Skechers
got 'em
that
for
were spelled
Christmas
with a
3 years
K.
ago. What do you mean?
Nike pumps.
Right,
We never
that's
would
what
have
she
got
said.
those.
Oh man.
They were Nike. I'm starting a new one. It was Nike pumps, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God.
Prove me
Oh
wrong
man.
with something that doesn't come from the internet.
My goodness. Get you
I
guys
feel like somebody
submissions
might
in.
still have that shoe
The form
somewhere.
is temporarily open for a little bit. We'll be closing it here shortly. So make sure you guys get your submissions in. We are taking submissions from Spotify, Apple Music, and YouTube, as well as BandLab. So if you have anything on those platforms, you make sure to get it into the submission form. We do have a couple submissions right now. We will be doing some drive-by reviews currently. We have Anam Dope coming up first. This one says it's featuring Rel Royale. This one here released yesterday. In the other category, we're going to go ahead and give a drive-by review on this one in the 3 categories that we have listed in the submission form. This one is called Unstoppable, though. This is Anam Dope. Let's get it.
Yeah, I'm about to fuck it up. Yeah. Walked up in this bitch with my feelings, ain't no chillin', nah. Ay, yeah, I do just what I want. Yeah. Hey, they saying many different nigga, put your deuce up. Yeah, I'm back on this attack on this full jacket. Yeah, man, Max on this. How they not understanding if the words I say be wrong. Yeah, I'm talking my shit unstoppable. Yeah, don't play with his name. I'm going in for the win, for the win, for the win, for the kill shot, headshot. Yeah, I'm running through with that. NASCAR go zoom, I can make it. Get your Bobby shaking bang on the game. Unstoppable in every way. Okay, yeah, watch out, I'm running through with that. Bazooka going boom, damage yo. Bambo gets a gun in his leg. Unstoppable in every way. Okay, yeah. Yeah, world domination been on my brain. Hey, listen, if you see their plans go up in flames, hey, listen, that's okay, I'm the one to blame. Hey, listen, I've been giving them the poison, I'm bad for your health, little nigga. Cause I'm going for the kill shot, headshot, going for the win. Yeah, got these niggas running off like pew, gone with the wind. Yeah, but I'ma stay killing it, that's for sure. I'ma stay killing it, that you know. And I'm dope as fuck, little nigga.
Nigga, I'm unstoppable. What the fuck I'm stopping for? No obstacle, gon' break me down, take me down, or make me fall. Pedal push all the way down to the floor. No stop, your signs on red light. Pussy niggas up in my rear view. Greatness in my headlights. I'm taking off, I'm in flight. Something like them ancient aliens. Skywalking, giving out your kind. My elevation on a different level. My mind is on another time. With sheeples, I don't conversate. You stop me, hell no, nigga, you know why? Cause I'm too great.
Yeah, that was And I'm Dope Unstoppable featuring Rel Royale on that one. We're going to go ahead and give this the drive-by review. We also have the form in the chat, or I'm sorry, the poll in the chat for you guys to vote on as well out there in Blunt Ones Mafia. I'm going to let you guys start. Go ahead, Cordell. What did you think about this one here?
Okay, so I'm gonna be honest with what I heard.
Yeah, that's what we're about.
It's aggravating to the English degree in me. You know more words than this, bro.
Mm-hmm.
You could have said so much more here. That being said, sometimes you don't have to say a bunch of stuff, and you can chant and you can say the one point that you're trying to get across, and it does make for a vibe. I can say that he established that. So it's definitely a vibe as far as me listening and being involved with the song and feeling what's going on. The beat changes are interesting. I can say it's mildly jarring, but at the same time, it makes for an interesting track when the beat changes up.
Mm-hmm.
I will say that the one thing that really ruined it for me is the term conversate. I don't know why you let that girl say that on your track. That is not a word, bro.
Oops.
And it's one of those things we were talking about. It grinds my gears. It's one of those things because it's well on its way to actually becoming a word.
Yeah.
Right.
I hate it. I hate it. I hate the
So
term
what are you going to give
conversate.
it for the on those three scale on the three
Oh,
categories? What do you scale it?
on the actual scale, so quality, the mix was totally fine. For me, I'm not the best at mixing anyway. I could hear everything that was being said, so I'm gonna give it a 5 for the quality. The relatability, I gotta give it a 3 because I totally get the mood, but damn, I wanted more words.
Right.
And for replayability, the beat changes are interesting and they do keep the track live and hype. So I can say that, you know, I'll give it a 4 for the replayability. If it comes on, I may not necessarily turn it off until I hear conversate.
Okay. What do you got, Suburban Mom?
So I'm similar sitting with Cordell, I think, as far as my rating goes. Quality for me, I feel like that whole track might need to be mixed again. And I would say pay particular attention to possibly some EQ in that, because from what I was hearing, there's a lot of like trebly, higher end frequency stuff going on in that track.
Mm-hmm.
And it's fighting with the vocals for me. And I can't, to me, it was almost dizzying, to the point where I was really having a hard time. Granted, it might just be the way that I listen to music, but when there's that much going on in a track, I can't hear what you're saying. So relatability for me is gonna go lower to 2, because I can't tell you what that song was about. I have no idea what was being said. Again, that's just me and how I am whenever there's something like that going on in a track. It's very busy sounding to my ear. I can't hone in on the vocals at all. Like I literally just can't hear what's being said. It's very,
Mm-hmm.
very hard for me. I can't even really I feel like I can't effectively rate that because I couldn't hear even what was being said. And then as far as replayability, for me, that's also going to be probably a 3. I would love to hear it remastered, and maybe, I think that the idea behind the track is really cool. It has the opportunity to sound really ambient and big and like
Right.
take you on almost like an audible journey. But for me, I felt like it was all sitting too everything was too high in the mix, both volume wise and frequency wise. So I need a little bit more dynamics and a little bit more variation
Mm-hmm.
for it to be listenable to me. So replayability, I'm going lower. I'm gonna say that I say it was a did I always say it was a 3? I think I said it was a 3, right?
Yeah.
I don't even know what
It's a
it
three.
yeah, we'll just say 3, because I feel like if I listen to that again right now, that I might start to develop some listener fatigue. That's how this track's hitting me. So,
Right. Right.
but
Right.
I think that that could easily come up if some of the other things that I mentioned were corrected. So that's just my take on it.
Right. I'm pretty much double dutching off of what you said. I was the same way. It was a struggle to hear what was being said specifically. The vibe was set. The vibe was set there, but
Yeah.
as far as the overall tone vocally, it was just a tough digest. You know what I mean? Like it felt like the beat was just way too overpowering in certain sections, completely overpowering what was being said, and I kind of got lost in that. And
Mhm.
then there was, I will say, for me, and I'm wearing the headphones, but some of the beat transitions were really weird because it seemed like they panned specifically to the left, like everything was just on my left side, and it
Mm.
got really like confusing for me because I was like, I just wanted to like turn around and be like, where's that coming from? It's just coming from
Yeah.
over here, and that part kind of jarred me a little bit too. So, again, the mix was definitely something that I think could be touched up on. So for me, the quality is at a 3, and I think I'm gonna go 3 across the board. To be able to get that, you know what I'm saying, back up to that 5 level would be it with starting with the quality, you know what I'm saying, getting the quality
Mhm.
situated, and then you can go from there to adjust everything else. Yeah, she just she just dipped out. Um,
Uh,
but yeah, for the most part, yeah, that's where I'm at with that one.
There was a part in there. It was like right after there was like this keyboard kind of like thing. It was like and then there was like a bit of like lyrics there. That part to me sounded like really good. Like if the
Mm-hmm.
whole thing sounded like right after that 5, I would have been way more on board with this. We would have been scoring a lot higher. But that was
Right.
just because in that specific part of a song, there wasn't as much going on. And
Mm-hmm.
that's not to say that you can't have a lot going on your track. You absolutely can, but you gotta the more you add, the longer you have to spend it in the mix. And that's why sometimes for me, I'm just like, let's
Right.
just do
Right.
like an
Right.
acoustic guitar and a couple drums over here.
Mm-hmm.
It just
Mm-hmm.
makes it easier. So,
Yeah, no, man,
but yeah,
appreciate you
keep
submitting that.
working.
The form, like I said, the form will be open sporadically. It is still open currently, so anybody that does want to submit still, they do have a chance to. Yeah, you're good, bro. You're good. We expect, especially when we come in with a band lab link, we expect the mix to be semi sort of in that need of TLC range. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But yeah, that definitely something to look at when it comes to the track. You know what I'm saying? um, Moving forward. But with that being said, we're going to be moving to this one here. Okay, so this one here is from Cordell. This one is from the YouTube side. So we'll bring this up here.
Oh yeah.
This one is called, it's down here. Where the Money Reside. Where the Money Reside. So we'll tap into this one. Cordell will sit out the review process on this one. Me and Suburban Mom will take the floor. But this one here, Cordell Miller, Where the Money Reside.
Where your money at? Where the money at? Where the money at? Where the money at? I don't sleep or toss. I burn blunt sticks in the dark. Visions of dollars being earned. Determine my net worth while expanding my network. I'm bagging, tagging up grams and studying for exams. I am the fucking man. Any block, any hood. Respected for my hustle, though my ethics are misunderstood. I got it good, rearing what y'all can't keep up. I smoke the best trees with the best snares to beat up. Eat up, we feasting, no holding back, releasing. If it go down, I'm squeezing. Leave no nigga breathing. Let there be no deceiving. Cordell, keep ends meeting. If you get robbed tonight, Joe Biden could be the reason. Asking where your money at? 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 I never sleep on the money, but I got $1,000 sheets. We keep it rolled up, zigzag or Swisher sweets. These beats, it's off the chain. Hang hard like shower curtains. These new niggas is soft, and I'm the 90s version. I get it off the curb, deliver to suburbs. International exchange, take a pound and convert it. Yeah, nigga, you heard it. I'm surgical with the verbiage. I'm generating currency on a cultural lead. According to my spouse, I should live in a tree house. My reply is I get high. I'm a man, not a mouse. I get money, but no money I got it. When you got it, that's when all the bad getting starts. Yeah, you breaking my heart. Yes, I'm hearing your tale. Definition of capitalism. Game is for sale. Get money, spend money, borrow money, lend money, pretend to be a friend just to see what they can get.
Shopify is a platform that helps entrepreneurs get started down the path they want. Sometimes starting a bit.
Hold on. That was Cordell Miller though. Where the Money Reside. There we go. All right. So, Suburban Mom, what you got for this one here?
Oh, I have to say, I just figured out a way. I pulled YouTube on the laptop so that I could actually hear it in my headphones
Word.
instead of watching it on my crappy TV.
Oh, that mix is gonna be awful.
No, I was gonna say, like, I think maybe 4 out of 5 on a mix, but it sounded really good. Like, the only thing, there were a few parts where I wanted your vocals a little bit louder, but other than that, I mean, I think it was pretty on point. Relatability, I heard something about the suburbs, suburban something, and I was like, let's go. I felt like it was a shout out, so I'm going
I
say
get it off the
5.
curb and deliver the suburbs.
There it is. That's it. That's the one. And replayability, definitely a 5. Like I was really feeling this track. I thought you did great. I love this beat that you were on too. And I don't know why, but anytime I hear like those type of female vocals like looped over the beat, it just gives me like Chicago vibes. I don't know why, but it just does. And
It's
I
that
love
Frank
Chicago.
Sinatra shit.
Maybe that's what it was, like with the little like horn kind of section thing. I don't even know. I don't know, but it just reminded me of like the first time I visited Chicago and we were driving in, and it was like I was like, oh my god, this is so cool. So I liked it. It
Chicago.
was the vibe. Yeah,
Ah,
D-town.
imagine.
I love
Mhm.
Chicago. Well, I
but
haven't been there in a really long time, but I do love Chicago.
Never been. I've heard
Mm.
about it.
Pretty cool place. I don't know about now, but last time I went, it was still very cool.
I'm good.
Yeah, I'm probably not going back anytime
for
soon.
me, I'm at like I'm at that 3 to 4 range on the quality. I could tell as far as from the track itself, being older, obviously, the mix on it was not going to be up to par as far as where you're at currently. So I understand that. And then for the other ones, yeah, the same, similar to what saying she was saying on those. Yeah, I'm pretty much right there too. For this track, and I will say, obviously, being that these are older, they're gonna be obviously scored a little bit more harshlier than the ones coming from you now because of the fact of how much growth you've had within those years. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
with that being said, that's
You
why
set the bar too high, Cordell.
for you, right?
Well, can I
You did
just
it to
be?
yourself.
I just want to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna be judging my work like that. I hate this track. This is by far the sloppiest,
Really?
corniest, most ridiculous track I've ever laid down. I hate it with every ounce of me, and it is my number one track from my career. This is the most plays I've gotten on any other song.
Wow.
Like somebody's still listening to this song daily for like 4 years now.
You know,
Damn.
what you just said there is interesting because
But I hate this song.
one of my favorite artists of all time has like said something similar. John Mayer has talked about some of his songs and he's like, when I put this song out, I didn't like it. And I really just is not my favorite song. It's like not what I would listen to. And he's like, but that's what
Somebody
I
liked it.
was like, the universe or whatever was like having me make at the time. And, you know, those tracks have been very successful. There's a lot of people out there that love them. He, you know, so in like in a humble way, he's like, I guess maybe that track just wasn't for me, but I was the one who was supposed to make it. So I think
Yeah.
that says a lot that you could, you know, you even brought it to the show, say, and you even subjected yourself to listening to it,
Alright,
even though it's not your
man.
favorite track.
Y'all didn't hear me. I
And
was
that's, I
muted.
mean, yeah, sometimes some of the music that we make is weird because it's like it might not necessarily be what we're listening to. Like I listen to a lot of like EDM and like freaking like hardcore, like post-hardcore, like screamy rock music. That is not what comes out of my mouth. You know what I'm saying? So it's weird, but it's also cool that you don't put yourself in a box like that to where you will make it, you will play it, and you can acknowledge that maybe your audience is on about something that you aren't yet, you know?
I
And they
think that I
just
was
feel it.
just
They like
super
it.
high and it felt good in that moment. But
Right.
yeah,
That's
on
fair. That's
replay,
fair.
and I just committed to putting out that album. So it was there.
Mm-hmm.
And somehow it rose to the top. I've got a pretty big catalog, but none of my plays even come close to that number. I'm still shocked every time I look at it.
Right. I hear
And
that.
isn't that that's such a confusing thing too. It's like that's
It
how
keeps
some of
climbing.
my stuff I'll be like, this is so good. I worked so hard on it. And it's like nobody cares. And then I put out something, I'm like, I'm done working on this, whatever. I'm just gonna publish it. I don't even care. And then that's like everybody loves that song. And I'm like, what? You guys, come on. But it's like literally it is humbling because it just
A
goes
lot
to
of
show you
times,
that maybe we don't know what's good
right, and a
necessarily
lot of times
sometimes.
in the aspect of music, in what it is, at its core, when it comes to people's like references to music itself, a lot of it is therapeutic. So when you release something that might not be
Yeah.
like, oh, this ain't, I don't fuck, just fuck it, just take it out there, but that might be something that somebody had to hear today.
Yes.
They just
Yeah.
needed to hear
That's a
something
really
like
good
that.
point.
You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying?
Yeah.
And with that being said, it's a lot of times that you'll be the surprise is the fact of knowing like how many people can relate when you were like
Mm-hmm.
thinking that nobody will relate, right?
Right.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What's good, Prince? What's good, man? Appreciate you sliding through, bro.
Prince in the building.
We got a track
Slump
coming
C.
in from Slump C. Yeah, he said, "Fuck your link." Oh man.
Also, one of my top charters.
Right.
Fuck your link.
Let
A
me
lot of
see
people
here.
probably relate. We were just talking about that. Like people
For
are like,
for all of
yeah,
for
that
all of the
link.
bars I've said though, they just want me to chant.
Mm-hmm.
It was
It's
like,
the
well,
dad
it's just
gang
like,
slogans. That's all.
I
You
wonder
just
if
need to hear the slogans
K3,
over.
like K3 is the one that has Telestai, right? Like I wonder if he knew when he did that song that all three of us were gonna be like, bitch. You know what I
Oh,
mean? Like it's just
I for sure think he had a side note somewhere where he was like, "This is the chant right here."
It's intentional.
bitch. Yeah, I mean maybe.
We got Slump C coming in with his drive-by review here, and it's significant too because it says "ride with me," so we finna ride with him real quick and see what he's
Yo, the
doing. You
G
know what
in
I'm
the
saying?
building.
What's good, Yoda G? What's good, bro? We are going to reopen the submission form here a little bit later on, but we will do this last drive-by review for the time being. We'll segment over into some sports coming up right after this, but we will get a drive-by review for Slump C with this track here called "Ride with Me," and it is listed in the other category. Let's see what he's talking about. Let's get it.
he don't respect you after all that you give him. Baby, come here, ride with me. Put you in the first class in the front seat. Music on, come vibe with me. I didn't mean to put you in the hot seat. He don't treat you well, ain't hard to tell. I'ma treat you right. I don't care what problems we have, cause I'ma put up a fight. I wanna give you all my love. I don't care what they say, just know I'm in love. And I don't care what they say, just know I'll put you above. Let's be together forever and show them what we're made of. Let's show them what we're made of. What we're made of. Oh, what we're made of. Yeah, what we're made of. What we're made of. What we're made of. Stepping on the clouds, feeling this vibe. Every move you make got me feeling alive. And I just wanna know if you gon' stay by my side. And I just wanna know if you're down to ride. The way I feel for you, I ain't never felt for no one else. I got a broken heart and battle scars, but girl, you have. Know I'ma love you even when you don't love yourself. You can't make it all alone, but you can make it with my help. How'd you get to be so fine? I'm glad I get to call you mine. And when you're gone, I think about you all the time. Your ex-man was hating, go on, leave him behind. Yeah, 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 yeah,
That was Slump C with Ride With Me. That is listed in the other category there from Slump C. What did you think about this one here, Cordell? He's muted. Suburban Mom, what did you think about this one?
Okay, well, this was a really cool track. Oh wait, hold on, I gotta mute. Wait, it's weird. It's weird. It's weird. Hold on, hold on, hold on. Okay. Sorry, guys. The quality on the mix I thought sounded really good. So with the headphones on, it's a new way for me to listen, and it sounded really good. I liked the way that everything was sitting in the mix. It was really easy to hear the vocals. So I'm gonna go with a 5 on the quality in the mix. Relatability, I'm gonna say maybe a 4. Just because I feel like some parts of the lyrics got a little repetitive just for me. Um,
Okay.
and I know that, that might have been sort of like the vibe just to make it be sing-alongable even. But I just wanted to hear a little bit more. I love unique lyrics, so I'm always a little bit stricter on relatability and lyrics. That's kind of why I clump that in. And then as far as replayability, I would say that was a 5 for me. I loved that track. Like it was just very nice to listen to. It felt good in my ear holes. A good track. Very,
In
very
my
good job.
ear holes. So Cordell, what did you think about this one?
It was decent. What I like about it is the instant familiarity I felt with this track. This felt like one of the the low key hidden tracks from back in the 90s. We listened to the band and we like their upbeat dance song, but they got a love track on there that's really smooth. It's one of those.
Right.
And I'm enjoying that. It was pretty smooth. The quality is there. I can't say anything on the mix. I like the mix. I can say I think it was a little heavy on the reverb, but I think that's just me.
Okay.
But even then, it wasn't like it didn't make it unlistenable. So it still works. Relatability is there because again, it created an instant nostalgic, familiar feeling. And I'm sitting here with my lady, and it was like, yeah, this it. It just fits. It fits. So for that, like I feel like I related to this track totally. And as far as replayability, absolutely, I would slide this onto my dark time playlist.
There you go.
Okay. See, for me, I'm a little bit skewed in comparison to you guys. For me, I heard some things in the mix. It felt like some of the higher frequencies were coming through a little weird. And it wasn't like a mosquito annoying, but it was just in that realm of like every so often it was hitting and I'm like, ooh, it was a little cringy for me. Now it wasn't anything too bad. It wasn't gonna bring the scale down. I think I'm still at a 4 on the mix for quality. But just very fine. That's like a fine tuning detail. You know what I'm saying? Like something that you think it's done, and then you're like, wait a minute, this slider just needs to go down a little bit. This slider needs to just go up a little. It's just very small things, so it ain't too much. As far as the other things, I'm with you guys on those ones. Like a 4 and a 4 for the relatability and replayability. I think if we can get those fine-tuned, for this is again for just my opinion. These guys have their own. My opinion was this, as far as getting that those frequencies to just kind of go the way that, you know what I mean. He said, "How could I fix it?" So for those, those are where you could fix those with any sort of EQ, depending on what you have in your vocal chain. And if you don't even have one in there, then you can throw it in there, and it'll definitely help that out a lot. There are other ways to do it and go around it if you don't have the ability to have an EQ in there, if your vocal chain's already full. But you know what I'm saying? With that being said, I'm not going to go into super detail, but yeah, that's one of the main things you can do is throw an EQ on there and play around with those frequencies. Because it wasn't bad. It wasn't like super. It wasn't like an annoyance bad. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. It wasn't that bad. It was just noticeable.
Yeah.
And when it is noticeable, playing it for, say, an audience, the majority will notice it. You know what I'm saying? And that's where I'm taking that from. So I'm feeling like if the majority would notice it, then it would definitely be something to kick from that mix. You know what I'm saying? And kind of take it out.
And if you can isolate it, just go through and listen to it and mute out each track and listen to each one one by one until you find a track where that frequency
it's not
is.
through the
and
whole
you hear
thing.
it.
It's not through the whole thing. I was just hearing it so sporadically, and it was bugging me to the fact that it was taken away from when I wasn't hearing it. It was there. You know what I'm saying? So it's like
I would almost guess
catch it with a noise gate.
Right.
It's
or something,
that's what I was
like
gonna
that,
say.
or something simple like that. I
It's
don't know
probably
what the audio
something-
quality sounds like, so it might be starting from that. You know what I'm saying? And then you can do anything to build
It's
around that.
probably, my guess is that it's probably something going on with like reverb, because I know a lot of times the reverb will pull the higher frequencies out and then it echoes it, and then it just gets weird.
Right.
A lot of
And
those reverb.
He did touch on that. Cordell did say he sounded like it had a little bit too much
Yeah.
saturation on that. So that might even be where it's at.
That
You might
could
not
just
even
be-
need to fuck with the EQ. You might just need to see if the saturation levels are a little high on that reverb
Or what your
tuning.
frequency, or
Right,
the
right.
frequency. Like I know with some of the reverbs, like you can adjust the room size, you can adjust the what is it called? It's like there's a certain word for it in that specific plugin. It's like the deafening or the deafening or something like that.
Dampening.
The dampening.
Dampening. Thank you. Yes, the dampening. Maybe mess with the dampening settings and see if that kind of helps with that a little bit.
But other than that, man, big shout out to Some C. Appreciate you submitting that. And it was a great little drive-by review process there. We'll have another one a little bit later. But for right now, we're going to take a quick break. I got to catch my fucking breath. This motherfucking
Lord.
ear is killing me. But I will throw out some commercial promos for you guys. The first one going to be to tap in for the Downtown Sound tonight and tomorrow night and throughout the year. But this is a little information for you guys. We'll be right back with some news in the sports world. Let's go.
Who's this? Who's that? Yeah. 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 Who's this? Who's
All right, all right, all right. So check it out. Within the sports world, we got the NFL going on right now. They are going into the playoffs. I know a lot of motherfuckers out here are football fans. Some might not be, so they might not know what's going on or even care. But
Hey,
we will
where are
be
the
throwing
Browns?
this in there. They ain't on there. They ain't even on there. You know what I'm saying?
What the heck? Are you kidding me? Really?
This is right here the final teams to make it into the playoffs here, man. This is the NFC and the AFC bracket going into the Super Bowl coming up next month. But we got these matchups coming up, and it's looking
Ooh,
wild out here for some of these matchups,
it does look
especially
wild.
these first round matchups. Yeah, yeah. So we got Kansas City and Detroit both coming out with the first round buys, clinching the number one spots. Man, those I will say for the NFC side, that for me that's a surprise. That's a surprise. I had Detroit being a lot better than what they were, but I didn't have them as a number one seed going into the beginning preseason. And that right there has me stumped. Like it threw my whole NFC bracket off as far as when you know what I'm saying, when you have an idea at the beginning of the season who
Yeah.
you think is who. Um, they were not there. I had them more towards like the 7 seed, maybe even an 8 seed, barely not making it. But that's because I thought the Vikings would have taken that division low key.
Yeah.
Hope nobody wins. Quinn says, "Oh no, she don't see
See,
a
I'm with
star over there.
Quinn.
She don't see a star
I'm
over
with
there. That's why."
Quinn. I don't see any Browns over here either. I hope y'all lose. All of y'all.
But I am curious to know, especially from those out in Blood and One's Mafia, if this in fact is a surprise for you, because I see a couple different surprises. It just for me personally, and what I was thinking from the start of the season, who the teams were, who they had, and what the expectation was from the previous years. You know what I'm saying? I'm super surprised. I'm surprised low key that the AFC North not only came down to a final like battle at the end for the fucking division lead, but not only that, they have to face each other in the first round.
Man,
Crazy.
tough business.
Yeah. Yeah,
That's the way it goes.
I'm upset by that though, because I was hoping for the AFC North to really represent the AFC going into the Super Bowl. Like if they had it split where, you know what I'm saying, maybe Pitt came down with a 5 seed instead, and being able to play the Ravens in that divisional playoff round. You know what I'm saying? To really represent like AFC North all the way type shit. But it's gonna be a really great postseason, I think, based on the original matchups we have here in the first round. Um, some of these are nuts. Some of these are nuts. Like who my takeaway from that, like let's do, because I'm gonna try to incorporate this for the next couple of weeks, right? So let's kind of do our own picks, if you will, as far as who we think will be able to take this. I'm gonna jot these down too, so that we can refer back to these, and we'll kind of play our own little individual kind of playoff game here with the record, and see who we can have for our own little champion as far as who we think. I know Suburban Mom just she's gonna be a second, but my fault. But Cordell, who do you think will be taking some of these first round matchups?
In the first round,
Mm-hmm.
honestly, I'm looking at Philly in the NFC. Um, I'm
Oh,
actually
Philly
looking at
over Green Bay,
Washington to surprise. I'm looking at Washington to surprise,
Washington to upset. Okay.
and I'm pretty sure. I mean, for me, Rams, Vikings, who cares? But
Right.
it's a toss up there. Honestly, I think for what I've seen this year, the Rams are going to do a little. They're just going to work a little harder
Okay.
for what I've seen.
So Cordell's NFC matchups, he's got these three winning: Philly, Washington, and the Rams. Okay. Who do you got for the AFC on this one?
Now with the AFC, I see a lot of people being upset, but they're upset over having hope in the first place. Um, it's gonna be Houston over LA.
Okay.
I hate to actually say it,
I know what you're saying.
but Baltimore is going to win. but it's not going to be an easy win. I know that this is going to be a hard fought match. And I'm not gonna watch because that's the only time my team wins when I ain't looking. And for Denver and Buffalo, I hope both teams lose. No, I'm just kidding. I hate Denver, so like I hope they lose just so I can see the long faces all that week. I love that week.
I love that week, he says. All right. So just to recap, we got Cordell with Philly, Washington, and the Rams coming out from the NFC in the first round. Okay, we got Houston, Ravens, and Buffalo coming out on the AFC side. That is going to be Cordell's picks for that for week 1 of this playoff divisions. What do we have for you, Suburban Mom? Who do you? We're just having. I know you just took off for a little bit and came back, so I'll just refresh you. We're doing our own picks here. We're gonna run a little game and see what we can do as far as a record and who kind of would, saying we can crown champion up here as far as this goes. Not necessarily the exact picks per se, but for just like for a record. Like right now, Cordell has up to 6 different opportunities, so we'll see if he can go 6-0 or have a a relatable record for that. But who do you have in the NFC out of these first round matchups?
I feel like the Vikings. I really don't know that much about these teams, so I'm literally just gonna give you what I'm feeling.
Off the cuff.
Yeah. Washington and oh man, Green Bay and Green Bay.
Yeah. They better cheat.
I'd just say Green Bay because like I know that Ron's grandfather was a huge Green Bay Packers fan. So
okay.
Quinn is rooting for the refs.
But I do feel like this is a weird vibe, and like I don't know if we're supposed to comment on who like these other little random wild card or bye people, but I feel like the Detroit Lions, since everybody's surprised that they're there, I feel like they're gonna surprise everybody some more.
We'll see. The number 1 seeds they're past the first round because they have a bye. They won the first round spot, so they get the bye week. And they get to automatically move into the next round. Just based off of the way that this playoff bracket is. They did have another one where they had the number 1 seed had the advantage of the bye week, and then they also had a secondary matchup called the wild card that specifically was directed towards the teams that like just barely made it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And who would actually be the one to solidify the spot. This way here, this is still called wild card weekend because a lot of these teams are the ones that squeak by with the 7 seed. That 7 seed is the one that they consider the wild card. So in this instance, Green Bay and Denver both won those spots, which means that they will that those are the games that we'll be having coming up this weekend. But so on the AFC side, what are you thinking based on the analysis that you gave us from the NFC?
So I'm with Cordell, Houston over LA. And then I got it. Oh, this one's weird. Pittsburgh, Baltimore.
Because
My
I know you hate. You hate both of them. It's okay. You can say it.
See, but see that's the thing that's weird about my hate towards Pittsburgh is like if there were no Browns, I would be rooting for Pittsburgh. So so I'm gonna say probably
that's refreshing.
It's the truth. So, and my mom is a huge Pittsburgh Steelers fan.
When there are no Browns, there are Ravens. What is wrong with you?
Ravens can fly away, but that's also weird because my dog's name is Raven, and so it's
wow, you are just a Where'd that time guy go? What's his name? There was a time guy. A time guy comes around there and fucks with you, right? Like you just have a whole bunch of shit that's messed up.
Right, but I got a favorite
Browns
Pittsburgh
fan with a dog named Raven. Oh, Jesus!
Yeah.
Wow.
I didn't even think about that low key when we were naming her because it was based on a biblical thing. But yeah, I'm like, oh man, I didn't even think about that. But so Pittsburgh, and then oh man, Denver and Buffalo. I want to say Buffalo because I think it would be how funny would it be if it came down to like I don't know if this could even happen because I'm not very familiar with these brackets and things, but could it come down to Buffalo versus Pittsburgh? Like that'd be kind of crazy for you.
Well, it will.
It'd be fun to watch.
It'll come down. So as of right now, if your picks did fall through the way that you had them, Pittsburgh would be playing Buffalo in the next round next week.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, but
Poor
could
Denver.
Buffalo and Pittsburgh cannot go to the Super Bowl
No,
and
no, no,
fight
no,
each
no.
other,
So they're both in
right?
the
'Cause they're from
AFC.
the AFC, right?
They
Okay.
could possibly match up in an AFC divisional round, which is the round right
Right.
before the Super Bowl to decide who goes to it. But they
Yeah.
could never play in the Super Bowl. No.
In the Super Bowl against each other. Okay. That's
Mhm.
what I thought. But I do think that'd be a cool game to watch. I do think it'd be really cool to see Pittsburgh versus Buffalo, and that's kind of also why I'm choosing Buffalo. I mean, obviously I'm picking Pittsburgh over the Ravens because the Ravens are poo-poo garbage, but
Oh my God, just hurting feelings out here.
no, but I gotta go Buffalo because I think that it would just be really cool to see a Buffalo versus Pittsburgh game just because those two areas are so close and like there's so many fans in this area that it would just be really cool to see. So
Right,
that's what
right.
I'm going with.
So just to
I
recap,
want it.
Suburban Mom's picks for the NFC, we got Vikings, Washington, and Green Bay. So a couple of differences there for her versus
Mm-hmm.
Cordell. And then in the AFC, she's got Houston, Pittsburgh, and Buffalo. Just one difference there. So there's definitely a difference in opportunities for the records to come out after this first week. My picks particularly, I am going to go for the NFC side in this first round matchup. I am going to go with Minnesota as the winner in that one. And I think low key for me, my thought process behind this one is that Minnesota, for those that don't know, that number 5 there might look a little daunting. However, their record is just as good as Detroit. They're in the same division. They barely lost for the division lead by I think 2 games. So they're just as good as the Vikings and should, rightfully be in one of those spots. But I think that's going to be the little kind of like heat behind the team going into this first round bye against the Rams. The Rams were struggling the last couple of weeks, so I don't think that they're going to have as much of an opportunity to come out with a victory. For me, I'm going with Tampa. Tampa's running hot right now, as of the last couple of games. I know people were doubting Baker Mayfield when he was in Cleveland, but he's really showing out this year. Their record doesn't necessarily show the progress as it does on the field. A lot of their games that they have lost have been real close, so that's where I'm going with this one. In Washington, not really being as stifling as I thought they were going to be, but we got Green Bay and Philly. This one is the matchup I'm looking at because you got Justin Hurts and Jordan Love. So Love hurts. You know what I'm saying? This one here is going to be interesting.
What?
Yeah, those are the 2 starting quarterbacks. As far as for me, I'm looking at it with Philly coming away with this one. I think Saquon is going to be a little too much for their defense. So I'm going to have to go with Philly. Yeah, I'm going to have to go with Philly on this one. So just to recap on that one, I'm Minnesota, Tampa, and Philly for the NFC coming out of this first round. As far as the AFC, this is obviously where things are going to get a little interesting for me because for me, I'm feeling like the Chargers are going to go and run away with this one over Houston. I think Houston has had a lot of things going wrong in their direction the last couple of weeks with they have injuries on top of players getting into a spot where they're just not living up to what they should be playing like, especially towards the end of the season like this. So for me, I'm going Chargers. I have obviously a sweet spot for the Steelers, so I'm thinking that they can take this one. Again, what Cordell said earlier, it's not going to be an easy win, but I think the Steelers do pull it out. Their games are historically, especially in the playoffs, historically very tight games. And I'm talking 15 to 16 scores. I'm talking 17 to 14. Very, 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 very close. Not necessarily high scoring, but very close games at that. So I do think that the Pittsburgh Steelers can squeak this out if they can really get things put together.
You gotta do I wish we could do like a live watch of that game. That would be so cool.
No, we're not watching that game.
Technically, we can, but we can't. We can't stream it live. But I do have things set up now around the.
Are you gonna cheat? You gonna cheat?
I'm gonna have it set up on the side over here so I can kind of watch it. But yeah, I'm the type I need to watch it. You know what I'm saying? If I don't watch it, that's when they lose. If I don't watch it, that's when they lose. Now, in person's a little bit of a different story. If I'm watching in person, then they tend to have a little bit of a 50-50. It's like maybe they'll win today.
That's so funny because the Browns used to be like that for me, but it was like if I watched, they would lose. So I had to, and I wanted to watch when they were doing well, but I was like, I can't because every time I watch,
See,
they
that's how
lose.
Cordell is. He says if he
Right.
watches, they lose.
That's
And
what I'm
I'm like,
saying.
oh shit. So
When they
That's
they
why I
played
haven't
San
been watching.
Francisco, I just and when they played San Francisco, yeah, I watched outside. Like I changed the rules for myself.
okay, okay.
So
So
I was
I think
outside watching through the window. That was okay.
There you go.
just
You
to
put up a
recap on
front.
all of my picks, we got in the NFC, we got Minnesota, Tampa, and Philly. The AFC, I got the Chargers, Pittsburgh, and I got Buffalo beating Denver. I think Buffalo is on a tear right now. I do find them to be going low key pretty far, which means in my eyes, I'm feeling like Pitt might not be enough for there to move on at the next level. But
Ooh.
for me, yeah, that's just kind of a little forefront for next. It depends literally on how this game goes, though. If Denver does hold their own, I have a little bit more of a higher appreciation for Pitt if they did move on to be able to play against Buffalo and coming off of a game that they probably should handily win. But if they struggle, I think that might translate into the next week. But with that being said, I think this might be a fun little game for the playoffs, at least for us up here. You guys in Blender One's Mafia, let us know what you guys think about these picks as well, or who you have, I should say, in your little bracket here for the playoffs coming up. But yeah, that this will be fun. I think this will be fun.
Mm-hmm.
Again, I'm gonna take these. I jotted all these down, so I'll be able to take these and put these into a little presentation when it comes to us and put them on screen so people can see and
That's
kind of
right.
keep up to date with what we got going on for a record.
No
But
take backs.
no take backs. Hey, it's jotted down, man. We got
I'll
it.
take backsies.
We
It's
got
Poor
funny.
it.
I come out
Denver.
and I win it all, and I don't
Poor
even know. I was just
Denver.
blind guessing.
Poor Denver.
Mm.
Oh
Yeah.
man. But big shout out to everybody out there in Buenos Mafia, man. Appreciate y'all. What's going on, time? We out here. We just talking about
Time in
some
the
sports
building.
right now. We got a little sports section. We did for the NFL with the playoffs coming up. You know, what I'm saying a super
It's
big event.
playoff time.
Yeah, yeah. And see, I was wondering too, like, as far as I don't know if you guys recall, the head-to-head kind of matchup thing that I had going on. I was thinking about kind of restructuring that a little bit and kind of bringing that back for the end of the end of this year, and maybe doing it around that November lull, if you will,
Mm-hmm.
that we were gonna have when it come to the song of the year, just to kind of fill in some spots. But it is like it's a little head-to-head tournament. It's we kind of do it with a football theme, you know what I'm saying, going into it. And yeah, so I might bring that back. Just a heads up for those out there in Blender One's
Yeah,
Mafia that
that
were
was actually
interested in it.
fun.
I might be bringing that back with a little bit of things. Might be a little slightly restructured comparative because I know there's certain things we can and cannot do on YouTube. So I will make sure to keep that in mind when I'm going through the structure. But for the most part, man, yeah, this is the NFL playoff weekend. This is what the bracket is looking like right now as it stands. Games are starting tomorrow, I believe, as early as I think 1 o'clock. I think Houston plays at 1 or is it 4? I know for a fact there is a game that starts at 1. I just cannot remember for the life of me right now who it was. Um, but yeah, so that's gonna be the playoff weekend. I know our game, Cordell, versus Baltimore is at 8 o'clock.
Sun,
That is
it's
right before the
Saturday
show
night.
starts. Yeah, right before the show starts. So I will
Oh,
again.
so I won't be watching.
I won't be watching the game. He says, "Nope, nope."
I'm not gonna watch.
He
I'm
says, "I
not
got
gonna.
the perfect excuse as to why not."
Man, I turned the TV off. They won 3 in a row.
Really? Damn. Okay.
Like
And I think
okay,
one
I just
one
won't
one
watch
of
no
them was
more.
against Pitt, right? Because that was right at the end, right at
Hmm.
the end of the season.
Yeah, yeah. I just checked
Mm-hmm.
my Google.
Good
Google
It's so
lord.
tells
funny
me
how
what I need to know.
you start to believe these things, but I'm with you because I was doing the same thing with the Browns.
Word.
I was like,
Look,
every
you
time I
do
watch,
know
they
it's superstition,
lose.
Cordell, right?
They
Like
need
it's
Yeah.
me.
real.
They need me to not watch them so they can win.
You can wash those freaking socks, man. They're not like good luck socks, bro. Like,
Yeah, that's got bad luck written all
I was
over
gonna
it.
say there's no
Ugh.
luck socks right there.
mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You can't
Oh
wash them.
man.
Oh yeah, there's it's no luck with them.
Mm-hmm. Oh fuck. I'm gonna let me reopen this submission form here. We'll get some people submitted. But in the meantime, we can just kind of discuss some stuff. So I was looking at what are you guys in tune to the whole like Trump sentencing thing that was going on?
I
didn't
just heard
I
about it,
didn't
but
get
I
the
don't.
sentence.
Yeah, I don't know.
So he did apparently he was sentenced in the like little hush money case.
Oh,
Um
okay.
that was the one of the like I guess the big things that was coming out, but he was sentenced with no penalty. This took place in New York. Um yeah,
All
it's
right.
he's
Well, that's
sentenced.
different.
It's unconditional discharge is what it's called. Mhm.
So
Okay.
what? So they essentially dismissed it? Like what?
Right.
I
Like
So
mean,
he's guilty.
confusing.
He's guilty. He's got
That seems
the
like a
whatever on
very
his record,
politically
but
correct. That seems like a very politically correct way to rule on that case.
I
so
think so.
all right, what it says is the sentence means that the conviction stands without any further penalties, making him a convicted felon just days before the inauguration.
And he's still the president.
Mm-hmm.
Lets me know I could be anything I want.
That's wow.
I feel so
A no
American in this
penalty?
moment.
But let me just
What
explain
message
something.
is that sending
In
though?
the
That's so
listen,
confusing.
within the presidential I guess checklist, right? I'm pretty sure felon is on the list of
It's
what you're not supposed to be.
Which you can't be, yeah.
Right. So this right here deconstructs doing this will
do you want to
deconstruct that whole
deal?
step.
Do you want to deal with the 80 plus million people that demanded this man win this election?
No,
Do
no, no.
you
I'm
want to
not.
deal
I
with that?
look. I'm not saying
All
that.
right,
What I'm saying
yeah.
though is,
If
it's
the
the
rule do
perfect. It's the
exist, you
perfect
better
setup.
close your eye or rub your eye or something when you're reading. We didn't see it,
What are
Oh
they
my
gonna do with
goodness.
that though?
man.
Because if they
What do you
try to
mean?
overturn, like if they try to overturn, if someone pops out and is like, you know what, he's a felon. I mean, he can't be the president now.
But the best part
The
about it is,
whole
even if
world's
they
gonna
do,
get on
Joe
fire.
Biden can still save face and create great legacy by simply pardoning Trump. Make it the last thing you do on the last day. Oh, before we swear you in, I'm gonna pardon him. Whatever.
And then
Make it
everybody can be like, wow, he actually did one thing that
and
was cool as a president.
and everybody would forgive the last 4 years almost instantly.
I
I
won't.
guarantee it.
I won't. I won't.
I won't.
No.
I won't. She double checked and triple
She
checked that one.
said, I got a scar and everything. Fuck that.
Screw
I
that
mean,
little
we
dude.
have this right
No.
here. This one coming in from NBC News. It's kind of talking about what's going on with this unconditional discharge from the hush money case. But this right here is from NBC News.
News about President-elect Donald Trump and this morning's sentencing in his hush money case. At a hearing just moments ago in Manhattan Supreme Court, New York Judge Juan Merchan issued his decision. The sentence, unconditional discharge covering all 34 counts. Here's what that means. No prison time, no fine. As expected, this is the most lenient sentence possible. Mr. Trump was not there in person, but he did appear virtually on a live stream into the court just before the sentence was handed down, calling this, in his words, a very terrible experience. The proceedings were not on camera, but there is audio. You are looking at a still image from inside the courtroom. We do expect to see the audio released later on this morning. Remember, Mr. Trump was convicted last May on 34 felony counts of falsifying business records in what prosecutors said was an attempt to cover up a $130,000 hush money payment to adult film actress Stormy Daniels. Again, this morning, Mr. Trump has denied any wrongdoing. And now, a milestone, one that makes history. The president-elect is now officially a convicted felon 10 days before his inauguration. Let's get right to NBC News senior legal correspondent Laura Jarrett. So, Laura, explain Judge Merchan's reasoning here and what it means for the president-elect.
Hallie, another historic first for Donald Trump, now a free man, but a convicted felon. The judge just making it official minutes ago, explaining the reasoning for this is not that the facts have changed, not that the law has changed, but his status has changed. Now as the president-elect, as you say, just 10 days from being sworn into office, he decided that he could not give him any prison time here. He was facing up to 4 years in prison. And Hallie, that was always a long shot, given that these were low-level felonies. But the judge made clear, given all the facts and circumstances here, prison was not on the table. He acknowledged it was an unusual circumstance that he had previewed that sentence ahead of time, but he also acknowledged all the ways in which, when the doors closed to that courtroom, this was an ordinary case. There were opening statements, the jury deliberated, and they reached a verdict. The prosecutors spent a lot of time walking through what they called Mr. Trump's attacks on the rule of law, while we heard for the first time from the president-elect himself, speaking there virtually from Mar-a-Lago, calling it a terrible setback for the state of New York. Hallie.
Okay. So did that provide a little bit more clarity on what your question was, as far as like what is all going on?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, it's just, oh my
I hate
God.
the fact that they're not calling her what she was.
Right. That's what I was thinking.
Stormy Daniels is an extortionist.
Well, and she's kind of a, porn
Prostitute.
star. Porn star. Yeah, like we're talking about a porn star here.
He paid for it and then had to pay for it again
Mm-hmm.
and paid for it. And now that's the crime?
Crime is that he
Yeah,
paid for it.
just choked me
Thing
out,
is-
bro. You said paid for it and then paid for it again.
But here's where it drives
Yeah.
me nuts. Did
Oh,
she
man.
not take the money?
She
Did
took
she not
the
take-
money.
Right.
She
So
took the
when you
money.
took
He
the
paid her to be
money-
quiet, and then she didn't
Yes.
even do that.
Yes, but here's the thing. When you took the money, you participated in a payoff. If
No,
you
see, what they-
truly
what-
thought that it was beyond being payoffable, and you truly thought it was hush money, and you truly were standing on your morals to the point where this man should be a convicted felon, why the hell did you take the money? Oh my God, because you are selfish. You're an idiot, and you didn't think it was going to go. You didn't think he was going to end up being the president. You didn't think any of this was going to happen. And what we're seeing is an opportunity. This woman saw an opportunity, and she took it.
Man,
But I could not get my head
a risky
around how
one. Because
she took
what
the money. She was
what
a
if he'd have
participant.
just went and reported her though? Like, look, she's trying to extort me. And
Well, why isn't
if he
she
had went and told that,
Time you
if he had
sent
went
the
and
join
told
link,
that,
you gotta send the
convicted
actual link, bro.
too.
You sent the join.
it wouldn't have been no question of her guilt and all of that jazz. But they wouldn't have been so gung ho to convict her. What they would have done was convict him in the public eye. Oh, look how he cheats on his wife or something to that effect.
Right. Because she's the victim, I suppose, right? in
It's
this?
it's Trump derangement syndrome.
It's
It's
messed
real.
up. I'm just saying, if she took the money, like if this situation was different, if he had said, "Hey, listen," like I'm not even going to comment on him cheating on his wife, all that, not my business, okay? But if he said legally, "Hey, I'll give you some money and we don't talk about this," if you truly stood on your morals to where you felt it was necessary to bring this suit against him, you would have said, "Take your money and shove it where the sun doesn't shine. I'm not going to be quiet." Da, 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 da. This woman
Yeah,
is
but what if she was like,
an opportunist.
because of who he
She's a
is, what
charlatan.
if she was worried about not waking up the next day?
I mean, that's a possibility too, but still, I mean,
I'm not saying that's the
you-
case.
you-
I'm just
you-
saying it is a
I feel like if
possibility.
Trump was really going to make those moves, we'd have a lot more news.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I feel like this kind of thing happens all the time. Like it legally happens. When you look at these cases, especially like in insurance and things like that, people will get injured, people will get hurt, people will be like, "Hey, this horrible thing happened." And what happens? Major corporations, major companies come out and they settle in court, of course, so that it's legal. But what they do is they settle. They settle the
Right,
case.
here,
They
shut
give
up
them
about it.
money. They give them money, and they usually have to do. I'm assuming they probably have to sign something. Okay, I'm not going to talk about it anymore. How is that not hush money? How is a court settlement not hush money then? Because that's essentially what is happening. And so I think we see that Trump, he's got a lot of money. He's got a lot of people that work with him, and I think that the reason he gets so much done is because I do think he bends the rules. I think he knows how to do
Well,
things
and that's the thing.
efficiently.
He's using loopholes, and that's where the crime
Exactly.
is. They're mad because he was able to actually skim from 34 companies to just make $130,000 appear.
Mhm.
And because he was doing that with his own companies, mind you,
Right.
you know, it's illegal because he has shareholders. People have stock in certain things. And he's not reporting these moves. And in the end, he's not shorting anybody either. They're still getting their money back. They're still getting paid. But it's not 100% black and white. You know what I'm saying? As far as the
Right.
accounting goes, it's creative accounting.
But then again, you have a guy sitting in the White House or wherever the heck he is on a beach
Oh
chair eating an
God,
ice
let's talk
cream cone.
creative accounting.
Exactly. And like and just pardons his own son and like does all that. That's fine. We're not gonna look into that.
Oh,
But
not only did
this,
he pardon his own son, but he pardoned his own son for a 10-year span for anything that he may have done illegal in that time. You know what was happening 10 years ago? 10 years ago, his son was working in Ukraine while he was the vice president and withholding funds from Ukraine until they did what he said.
Yes. Now you really want to look at two freaking, I mean, albeit totally different scenarios. Who's acting more like a felon here? Who is acting like someone that we maybe should be afraid of?
No, the one that keep bringing the
food
crack
for
into the
thought.
White House,
Yeah, just food for thought.
messing
I
it
think
up,
that
not
this
keeping
is
it
so
classy.
goofy.
Time said I can't
This
even
is
remember what
so
happened
goofy.
yesterday, bro.
Well, you know what? Here's what I have to say about the whole thing. Back in the 1700s, when we had Mr. Washington and all his little, I don't know why I said little, but his soldiers. Well, I'm just heated right now.
I mean,
We had all his
realistically speaking, they were
soldiers.
smaller in
They
structure
were,
back then.
and
So
they were little because some of them were like 17, 16. They were young men. And when he had all these, they were, you know, at the time, technically treasonists. And they technically could have been looked at as felons, as treason, because they were fighting against the crown. Da da da. Well, I mean, sometimes, that's not the same thing, obviously, as paying off the
Yeah,
porn star, but
it's not
but I'm just
necessarily
saying,
revolutionary,
if
but
you get
J-Bo, let me know
caught
you're
in
here, bro,
your,
so I can get you played in a little bit.
if you
I hear what you're saying.
you pull your mail out of your mailbox, okay, and there's a letter in there, somebody else in your household, and you just, maybe not your household or maybe even your neighbor, and you open that in your kitchen and you're not paying attention and you somehow get caught doing that, guess what you just committed? A felony. It is a felony to open somebody else's freaking mail. So
Yeah. Look, there goes
maybe
another
we
one of
need
my
to
pet peeves.
reassess.
You
Maybe
know
we
what
need
else
to
is a felony?
reassess what a felony is.
You know what else
Putting
is
your
a felony?
solicitations in my mailbox. Nothing goes in my mailbox except mail. Stop walking around with your
Right, that
little
actually is a
flyers
felony.
and putting them
That
in my
is.
mailbox.
Mhm.
I hate that, man. I never catch them doing it. And it's like, I don't know what to do if I catch them doing it. Do I make a citizen's arrest? I just like sit on them. You wait right there.
You don't
Police is
move,
across the street.
motherfucker.
They coming.
Yeah, don't you move, bitch.
Gotcha.
That's what's crazy. I mean, because like you have like in Ohio, I can tell you, we'll just say a committed offender of domestic violence went to jail for 30 days. That was the punishment for that. And I'm talking documented broken bones, concussion, like bad. Beat somebody badly. Went to jail for 30 days. That's not a felony unless he does it again.
Wow.
Right? So maybe we do need to reassess the way that we are labeling certain crimes, because this guy paid off a hoochie mama. She took the money and was fine with it for probably quite a while
Right, but
until
that's the
she
lead
saw
up
more
story to
opportunity.
the actual crime. The actual crime is the creative bookkeeping,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
which in and of itself is victimless.
Goofy.
Nobody lost any money.
It's just goofy.
If anything, he advanced, paid himself, and then paid her. Like, these are his businesses. This is what he does.
Right.
Yeah.
When he talked the bank into giving him a loan, they could have gave him any amount. They gave him the amount he asked for, and he gave them, a valuable property that, yeah, it was valued a little higher than it was worth. But hell, if he's going to sell it, and in today's market, he just might get that. So he can put that down on the form. And when he gets the loan and he spends the loan and he gives you the money back with the interest, it's not a crime.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah,
yet,
it's just, it's so,
here we
it's
go.
it's
I do
just blood boiling.
hope that Biden does the right thing. That would just settle everything for the country. We could really lock into a
He's
groove.
not gonna do that. What
But that's the
fantasy world are
only
you
thing.
living
That's the
in?
only thing he needs to do right now. We just saw Trump, like rubbing elbows with Barack Obama. I never
Yeah.
thought I'd have seen that.
No, I know they were like laughing, having a good old jolly old time. Yeah.
You know,
Jolly
and
old time. What the fuck?
'cause
Is
at
with
one
Santa
point,
Claus? What the fuck?
I know at one point they
Shows
wanted
you
each
how
other's
fake
heads.
it is.
Where the
That
hell
shows
did
you how
Santa
fake
come into
it-
play? Jesus.
Right. That just
At
shows
one
you
point
how
they wanted each
fake-
other's heads. So I know that if they can come together in agreement on something there, if anything, Trump was doing it and putting the word in. Tell your boy to pardon me.
Right. As long as he ain't hanging out with that one Santa you showed me, that motherfucker was crazy. Having a threesome with Mrs. Claus and the elf in the
good
damn in the
Lord.
mall. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, that's Ohio.
That was weird.
That's Zanesville. Thank you very much.
It's
not
He's
where
like,
I
let's
live.
clarify.
Let me be clear on this one here.
Hold
buddy.
on, that's Zanesville.
That was the
That's
Santa Claus part
Zanesville.
of Ohio, where the weird shit happens. They be making up
That's
stuff.
Zanesville, you guys.
Yeah,
Oh,
I feel
my
the same way when they talk about Pueblo.
Yeah, there's certain areas in my state that are very odd.
That's not Colorado. That's Pueblo.
Oh man. We got this one coming up on the drive-by review process coming in from Time. This one is called Dead to Me. Is this just him, or did you throw
This
something
is-
on this?
Yeah, this is we're both on this one. It's a waylaid.
Okay.
I think.
Okay.
Yeah, and yeah, I think this is another one that there's a spot in here that he was like, you could have OC here, or he could do like a guitar thing. So right now there's a guitar thing, but it could be an OC thing. I think.
Okay.
I think. If I
Okay,
remember
I'll
correctly.
keep
I
that
don't
in
know.
mind. I do have that other one on the list I'm looking at as well. So this one though coming in is called Dead to Me. It's in the rock category. Let's see what they talk about. Let's go.
That ain't dead. I lost a lot of people that I don't even know no more.
Man, that's
Look
real,
like the
man.
people I used to know.
Why did you lose them?
Because I never had.
I got so many memories that both athletic and so cruel. Queen once tried to spit my spell on you. I didn't know that I'd end up a fool. Been aware of your ulterior motives. The chemistry is here, but it's too explosive. And it's too hard to touch. Maybe this is all too much. Is this what you wanted? Just to leave me haunted. When your brain knows what to say, that's just what I won't understand anyway. Do you think you're better off dead? You left your memories in my head. With everything when I needed the most. But I know you only I'm just stuck here with
The truth is, with you I would never know what the truth is. I fell for all your lies. Shit, you must have thought I was stupid. I trusted you, and you abused it. Spent time and you overused it. Excuses after excuses, you wanted me to feel useless. It takes a lot of truth to gain trust, and only one lie to lose it.
Is this what you wanted? Just to leave me haunted. When your brain knows what to say, nothing much to say. I don't understand. Do you think you're better off dead? You left your memories in my head. Everything when I needed the most. But I know you only I'm just stuck in
Okay, that was Dead to Me. That was the Waylay Wolves, Suburban Mom, and Time on that one. With me in the future. That's definitely to come. Cordell, you gonna start this one off as I get this other tracks from the submission form set up. But yeah, what did you think about that one?
I enjoyed this one. I enjoyed this track. I like the vocals together. Like Suburban Mom has this real uplift in her vocals. Like it really does make me feel like I could be flying or sitting on some extra air or some shit like the air hockey thing. Just kind of
He says,
glide
I'm
around.
just a puck in the game. You know what I'm
I just
saying?
I
I'm
just
just
I just
tough.
glide around while she's singing. Like that's the way it feels. And then time comes in and it's not necessarily a crashing vocal, but it's more grounding and it's like, hey, this is still real down here. And he's
Right.
doing his part. So I'm enjoying that mesh in the mix, and then I'm getting into the lyrics and I'm listening to what's being said, and I'm like, wait, this the same team that had me like tearing up about a pizza from 30 years ago I had with my old lady. And wait a minute, now they leaving? Oh, this is like I'm impressed with the versatility
Mm-hmm.
because you guys are still able to convey in the song the actual feeling. Those the
I was
lyrics,
screaming
the
at you.
vocal is there. She's serious. Is this what you wanted? Is
Right.
this what you wanted?
Right.
And
You
I'm like, well,
happy?
shit, no. Like, no, I'm just
I'm
kidding.
He's
Like
all
sorry.
that.
like, let me reflect real quick on my
What did
decision
I
making.
do? I did
Damn.
something wrong. I got to apologize for something. It's got to be specific. I'm gonna make sure I do it before dinner. Like, I'm sorry, I didn't clean the toilet. Didn't know
Oh
my
man.
thigh was dirty. I'm sorry. I'm
Oh
sorry.
my goodness. Um
No,
That's so
this is
funny.
on the scale which we rate though. I'm giving it fives across the board. I don't know if it's ready to come out. There's gonna be more mixing or whatever. I know how y'all
Yeah,
do.
more mixing, I think.
What
I
I
am
hear, I
jumping on
like
this. I
though.
am jumping on this. I had done my
Oh,
own little like kind of rendition of what I might possibly do because I thought it was going to be a little bit more overpowering, but I might even be able to go in and do something with what is actually there right now. Because
hell yeah.
I didn't feel like it was too overpowering for me maybe to say, hey, listen, let's just take this out or maybe drop it down a lot. But
Yeah.
yeah, it sounded like I definitely could do something. It's not too big of a spot anyway, so it's not shouldn't be too big of a deal for me to get in there. But I'm definitely gonna do
Hell yeah.
something with that track. And I'm the same way with it. I think for me though, I think there was just a couple of sections where your vocals tended to just
Too
kind of
low.
drown, yeah,
Yep.
just drown
Yeah.
into
I
the
have the
beat.
same. Yeah.
I might be bringing those out when I go into it, and doing a mix on my stuff when I after I finish recording. But for the most part, yeah, that's where I'm at with that one. With it
I have to
being,
say
go ahead.
though, oh, I'm sorry.
No,
I
go
was just
ahead.
gonna say, like, as a testament, because we were just talking the other day about how Time is so versatile and like he's super, super talented. So we've been kind of going back and forth on this song for a while, and he initially had recorded like this crazy guitar
Let's go,
solo,
J-Bo.
and I was listening to it, and it was like a lot of like hammer-ons, and it was like like
Right.
almost like between the buried and me type mathematical, just craziness. And I was like, it was impressive sounding, but for some reason when I was listening to it on the track, I'm like, this just doesn't fit. And
Mm-hmm.
I had to like tell him that, which I'm like, I was like walking on eggshells because I didn't want to tell him that it didn't sound good because that wasn't the case. It just didn't fit with the track. And he took what I told him. I said, maybe go back, listen to what we're singing about, slow the guitar down a little bit, like it's
Right.
more reflective. Da, da, da. He went back in there and recorded, and this is the first time that I've heard it since he's redone it. And
Right.
he
Okay.
really listened to what I said and he changed
Okay.
up that guitar and it sounds so good now. And I'm like, that's why in the chat I was freaking out low key a little bit. I was like, yes, 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 yes. But yeah,
Okay,
he
that
put
gives
that
me higher
guitar in
hopes
there.
then for me because I gave him the reflection notes on that other track, the It's Time It's Mine or This Time It's Mine,
Hmm.
the newer one, and I'm hoping that same because I had the same situation. He did I think he was doing like more or less screams in that one, but they were a little too aggressive versus what the message was kind of getting sent. So I was like, all right,
Uh-huh.
you know what I'm saying? It was similar to your kind of note what with what I'm looking forward to as a transition into what is going to be a final product of
Yeah.
that one. But yeah,
Time has so much energy, and sometimes I feel like we have to be like, bro. like he's driving a Ferrari down the road, but we're like, maybe just
You're in a school
idle
zone,
for a
buddy.
minute. Yeah. And then but the thing is that it just speaks to how good he is because he can take that direction and he doesn't like take it offensively because obviously no offense is meant by that. And then he actually can produce out of that and be like, I hear what you're saying. To me, that's crazy because like I have a hard time doing that. Like when people are like you always be like, oh, it's too much, too much reverb. That's always my issue. And it's hard for me to like dial it back because it's just like it's just very difficult to try to do something a different way when you've got
You're
it
so
already in
used
your
to,
head that this is
yeah.
the way you're doing it. Yeah. And he does really good with that. So just huge shout out to Time on his work on this track. And then like, yeah, just I mean, that's just crazy to me. Like he totally listened to what I had said and just it's crazy. Good job, dude.
Hell yeah.
That's all.
This one coming in from Cordell is on a Yoda G production. This one is in the R&B and soul category, so we're gonna listen to this one called Ooh La La. Cordell Miller, let's go.
Oh na na, now you wanna go back, how about that? Shoulda never did your dirty work, now it cannot be undone. You wanted my hand, but it's too late now, that's your bad. Shoulda never had your dirty plans, now it cannot be undone. Oh na, oh na, now you wanna go back, how about that? Shoulda never did your dirty work, now it cannot be undone. But it's too late now, that's your bad. Shoulda never had your dirty plans. Now we're gonna be
Bitch, you ain't going nowhere. There ain't nobody else to compare to this loving game I got to share. No, I don't care about your feelings, not when they trying to trump logic and reason. You can't live under the sea and breathe. You must be dreaming your fairy tales. But your name is Baby, not Ariel. I'm Ahab, not the whale. And I can tell that I got you on lock when I hit that spot. And I make you say, ooh la la. Now can I get my laundry done? You think I'm buying wash machines just for fun? Your sandwich is the greatest, make another one. I know what you want, and I'ma give it to you. No stunt, no front. I love it when you drip for me. Now work for it, baby, gon' strip for me. All night till you spread about 2:45, all supported on me. I'm giving you release that you deserve and you need. You say,
now you wanna go back, how about that? Shoulda never did your dirty work, now it cannot be undone.
Really?
You wanted my hand, but it's too late now, that's your bad. Shoulda never had your dirty plans, now it cannot be undone. Oh, nah.
She acting like she want bucks for fucks, pretending like this dick ain't good enough. Really, what else do you want? Devoted, you devoted, said it all before I wrote it. I'm the bee and you the lotus, sometimes you gotta go with it. Rolling with the bunches, protective of one another. Smack my own mother if she said I couldn't love you. Fuck your cousin and your brother, they ain't paying for nothing. All that commentary, no suffering. Listening to suckers, you and me above it, and you know it. Not just the poet, pragmatic with this flowing, coating everywhere I'm going. The love I got is potent, 40 years is still floating. The gold I got is golden, still rolling, still smoking. My boat is overflowing with riches, but not for bitches. I'm saving all this for my missus. No misconceptions, I'm flexing. I'm trying to teach these young niggas a lesson, cause a real woman is a blessing, especially when she say,
oh, nah, nah. Now you wanna go back, how about that? Shoulda never did your dirty work, now it cannot be undone. You wanted my hand, but it's too late now, that's your bad. Shoulda never had your dirty plans, now it cannot be undone. Oh, nah.
Hey,
oh la la,
I love it when you say that.
oh la la,
Yeah, let me make you say it again.
oh la la,
And when I'm done, she gon' go.
oh la la.
She love it when she say,
oh la la.
she love it when I make her say, I love it when I make her say, yeah. Girl, sit your ass down. You ain't this.
But it's too late now, that's your bad.
I like what you
Shoulda
did with
never
your
had
hair.
your dirty plans, now it cannot be undone. Oh na na.
Yeah, that was Ooh La La. That was Yoda G on the beat, Cordell Miller on the vocals. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Suburban Mom, I'm gonna let you take the floor on this one. What did you think about this track here?
I'm still like, wait, what? I was trying to say was trying to type in the chat, like, that was the best ad lib I've ever heard. And he was like, really? Like, at first I was like, did he just unmute his mic? Or no, that was in the song. Like, it sounded so believable. That's
Oh my
straight fives
goodness.
across the board for me. That was a hit. Like, what the heck? That was so good. Like, the mix sounded so good. That chick, who's the girl on is
I
that?
have no clue. When I get these
That's a
tracks from
Yoda
Yoda
G.
G,
Yeah,
they
that's a
come
Yoda
with a
G.
hook,
Okay.
and I just try to work around the hook.
Okay. Well, that sounded good. And like where her vocal was laying in the mix and your vocals, it sounded like you guys were in the same studio to me. I thought that sounded great. Relatability.
Nice.
You're talking about making sandwiches. Of course I relate to this. That's perfect. And replayability. Yes, 5. Hello. Let's just play that again right now. I'll listen to it again. I'll listen to it all day.
Oh, that's
Loved it.
dope. Thank you.
That
Oh
was
man.
very good.
Okay. I'm there too. The Saints, saying similar to what's good, King James. I'm there. I'm there with you. I'm
Good.
sliding it over. I'm sliding it over. We have a couple right now that did get the flawless 5, so we'll be replaying those at the end of the show. This one coming up is from Jabo Fletch, "Cold on These Streets." This one says, hold on
Fair
one
enough,
second.
Tyson.
It says beat produced by Doomy Zane. I believe it says Doomy Zane up here. This says "Cold on These Streets" though. This one is Jabo Fletch. Let's see what he's talking about in the trap category. Let's get it.
Hey, Jabo Fletch. Ay, 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 ay. Ride for my block crazy. I make this gang life pay me and hit the streets, yeah, like I'm doing 80. See the cops, yeah, they wanna chase me and disappear in the puff of smoke hazy. And fast life don't race me. I'm a block baby, never could be lazy. And people move shady and gun off safety and bark like a dog. You gotta come with rabies, it's a shock when the Glock sing. Ukulele and make your boat sink like you in the Navy. It's war, get that heat when it's rainy. Told this chick to braid me and now she be my lady. And friends turn to foes, now they wanna hate me. Disloyal hands, now they moving shaky. And I send shots, but they got to rate me. Cause we break bread, never let them break me. No, 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 no. So what's a cop gonna tell me what my ID for a penalty is? Cold on these streets, no sesame. Fake people jealousy, I got enemies, I got the remedy. More weaponry, the pen is like a sword, especially for anyone trying to end my damn legacy. Block busy, you can pop off any day like it's fizzy. It's ugly on the streets and nothing pretty. If I'm gone, would they miss me? Best smoke one for me like it's chimney. Need money like a Billy, need hot sun like a chili. Too much stress and they wanna give me nothing about this life. Walt Disney, yeah. Grind to the end, make mama proud. Smoke the best cess, got the strongest loud. Music going stupid, got the biggest crowd. Only real gotta be allowed. Gotta drop the bomb, mushroom cloud, mash up the game. Time is now on point, the aim, milk the game, then cash the cow. And what's a cop gonna tell me? Want my ID for a penalty? It's cold on the streets, no sesame. Fake people jealousy, I got enemies, I got a remedy. More weaponry, dependence like a sword, especially for anyone trying to end my legacy. I'm cool like a cucumber. Get a girl, get a new number. They a few that are hunter. That chicken too, what a bummer. Nina, she's my runner. Wide on all fours like a Hummer. She hotter than the summer. But summer get wet when she wanna out his damn heat on me and got my way balanced unequally. I let nobody speak for me and put money where your mouth is. No eat for free. I can charge hefty fees. None of these suckers can lecture me. Execute in the coop with no roof and look at me flexing, see and peel off like potatoes. Look, I got some chips and see the cops and dip loose. Lips sink a damn ship. That's for real, bitch. And what's a cop gonna tell me? Well, my ID for a penalty is cold on these streets and no sesame and fake people jealousy. I got enemies, I got a remedy. More weaponry, the pen like a sword, especially for anyone trying to end my damn legacy.
All right, that was Jabo Fletch right there. "Cold on These Streets." let's give him the review here. Go ahead and let him know what you thought about this one, Suburban Mom.
Okay, so with the mix, I do. Tyson mentioned it in the chat, and I do agree with what was said. There's a lot of reverb with like quite a lot of feedback on the delay in this track.
Mm-hmm.
Where what he's now again, this is something I probably wouldn't notice if I didn't have my headphones on. So this is a cool way to do this, I think. But yeah, I could hear it sort of, and it seemed like maybe he was using auto pan because it felt like maybe it was bouncing a little bit between my two ears.
It could have
And then
been the ping pong delay.
the ping pong delay, yeah. And so it was
Mm-hmm.
sort of detracting away from what was being said. So
Mm-hmm.
other than that, I mean, I'm trying to like wrap my head around like J-Bo's kind of style because we've heard quite a few tracks from him. He does like the auto tune a little, a bit. Sometimes I feel like it might be a little much. So I'm gonna say maybe bring that down a little bit. So for quality with the mix and everything, I would say it's hard. I would say 3, just because of those echoing things that just kind of threw me off a little bit. As
Okay.
far as relatability, there were times that I was having a hard time understanding what was being said a little bit. I heard something about like a mushroom cloud, and he was saying like if I was gone, would anyone even notice that I wasn't here anymore?
Right.
So
Right.
there's some really deep lyrics. Like I like what he was talking about. I think that that is important.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, I'm gonna say from what I heard, I'm going to say 4. I think that could easily be bumped up to a 5 if we corrected some of the quality issues because then we're going to hear what you're
Right.
saying more.
Okay.
And then as far as replayability, again, I'm going to probably be like a 3 here just because I want those other things corrected. And like one thing that I did notice in J-Bo's voice is that the way that he kind of like does this rap sing kind of a thing, I
Mm-hmm.
almost feel like I'm just curious if he's ever investigated in his range at all or like where his comfortable range is because I almost am hearing like what sounds like a crack in the voice to me a little bit. Like maybe he's not, and I would almost be curious to see what he would sound like on a lower on a song with like a lower key
Right.
doing what he does. So I don't know if he's checked this out, but there is a website called Singing Carrots. I know it sounds really weird, but they have like all these little exercises and things that you can go through to basically find where your range lays and like where that comfortable spot is that's like you're not even having to try when you're singing or rapping or whatever in this area. So I would say maybe just take a little bit of time for yourself, have fun with it, and just explore your range a little bit. And I think if you get into a spot that's a little bit more comfortable, some
Mm-hmm.
of those smaller, because I think what happens is with the auto tune when it hits a pitch and it goes off, it'll kind of modulate, and then it does this weird thing. It's hard to explain. But when you're more in an area where your voice naturally occurs, that's going to happen a lot less. So I
Right.
might be saying too much. I might be over explaining this if he knows what I'm talking about already, but just in case he doesn't, that would be
If he don't, he can
um,
rewatch the replay a couple of times and see if he can kind of
yeah. And
decipher
I'm happy
and see
to
if he can
I'm
decipher it.
happy to help because like
Um.
sometimes your range is like weird. Like I'm actually a
Right.
soprano, which is like to me that's weird because when I talk, I feel like my voice is like low, but I'm a soprano. So when I
Mm-hmm.
found that out, I was like, whoa, what? It's
Right.
crazy, but
Right.
yeah, he does. I agree with what Ticey's saying. He has a potential for having a really big range. So I think he might be kind of playing around within like we would, as singers, you would call it like your chest and your head voice. He's landing somewhere in between those two areas. Your head voice is going to be more falsetto.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like that switch between chest and head is very difficult. So if you're living and you're doing a lot of work in that area, it's gonna be tricky. So I
Right.
would say maybe try to find more like the proper range and you can always adjust your backing music to be more comfortable for you if you need to.
Right.
So that's a lot. It's me saying a lot, but I like J-Bo's style. I really, really like his lyrics and I just like I want to hear it. I want to hear it sound the best that it possibly can. So
Right. Right. What do you got for this, Cordell?
So, for what I hear, we all know everybody mixes better than me. So the mix sounds great. I like the mix. What I heard was a lot of artistic choice in this expression, and having listened to a lot of J-Bo Fletch over the time past, bro, this is it, bro. This is you. I'm not gonna say I've never felt J-Bo Fletch, but like I've never felt him more than I did in this track. Because like Mom said, there were some deep lyrics, but he also played around with it too. Just filling time. You know, it was a worthy freaking song. I am impressed by this one, J-Bo Fletch.
Okay.
I'm giving him 5s.
Okay. Yeah, so for me, I'm a little bit on board with what Suburban Mom was talking about as far as that feedback. I'm not going to go too deep into what she was discussing about that, but with me, for that, like for example, the initial thought was the saturation on the delay and the reverb side. My takeaway from this, J-Bo, is you can utilize that. And he said something about not really doing much of a mix on this, but if you were to be doing something with this, you can utilize that vocal chain and you can do it on strictly like just the last word or just the last couple of words to kind of give that bar an effect where you can still hear the entirety of the bar, but it still carries out the emotion at the end of it. You know what I'm saying? You can do that within your mixes, so that way the entirety of the track doesn't necessarily need all of that added reverb, and added the delay, the echo, all of that. It can just be situational to whatever that bar sequence is and whatever that last word is, or whatever you want it to actually punctuate, if you will, within your mixes. But other than that, everything else stands out good. I would give it a 4 on the quality, based on the fact that it does tend to, some of the especially when he did the carry-ons at the end of a bar and then moving into the next bar, it kind of drowned out that first couple of words because of how much it was saturated. So with that being said, I think dialing that back and getting it mainstream to just one particular word at the end, or a couple of words that if it was a phrase or something that might be at the end of a bar, but making that kind of inflection on that would bring out the entirety, so you can hear it as a whole. You know what I'm saying? With that being said, though, the other things, yes, bars were there. I heard them. As the ones that I was able to hear, similar to like Suburban Mom, some of the ones definitely had the emotional appeal behind them, and then kind of went back and he did kind of play off that. I heard the one where he said he's like, I got the chips and then I dip out on them. Like that one was pretty funny. But yeah, so again, all that being aside, I'm a 4 and then a couple of 5s on the end of that. This is you, Brand. You did kind of, for me, a little bit did fall off a little bit towards the end. It felt like you was running out of a little bit of a steam. But again, that goes back to that longer duration of tracks, keeping them a little bit more in tune with a smaller time frame might be a little bit more to your advantage, being that you have you have a lot to say in a shorter amount of time. And when it kind of carries off into a longer range, that tends to be, it seems like you kind of get like, oh shit, like what do I want to talk about now? Almost, you know what I mean? So I think that might be something that you might want to think about. Maybe a 2.5 to a 3 minute might help with you, so you can kind of get that. Like we spoke about it before with like more of an outro, rather than you just kind of running off and saying things. You know what I mean? Something like that. But with that being said, super dope tracks here. Cold on These Streets. J-Bo Fletch on this one. Appreciate the submission, man. We have another one coming in from Time. This one's going to be the last review that we got up here. This one, it's not from Time. I think Time said he produced this track, but there was a local artist that he works with in his town called Hazel. So this one is called Got Me Fucked Up. He said this is an actual whip, so it is still a work in progress. So maybe these notes here he'll bring back to the studio with him. But this one's called Got Me Fucked Up. It's in the other category. Not sure what to expect from him. But yeah, this is Time and Hazel. Let's get it.
Pussy, shit, bitch. Fucked up. Fucked up.
Surfer.
Fucked up. Bitch, I'm really stupid. I'm really fucking dumb. Playing with little Brit bitch gon' get you fucking snuck. Fucking with my crew gon' get you really fucking stumped. But ask about me, bitch, I go fucking dumb. My name is Looney Tune, and I really do this shit. I'm Tasman. Devil to this shit, bitch, you better ask about me. Man, I went from Hazel to Sinead, now I'm Looney Tune. Acting like a fool gon' get you really fucking Looney Tune. Hoes talking shit, talking all that shit. But bitch, I really split and really knock out quick. But you fucking with me, gon' get you
All right, that was got me fucked up. That was Hazel and Time on the production. What did you guys think about this one here? Suburban Mom, go ahead.
Sorry, I was like typing in chat and I gotta mute this over here.
Right.
Okay. So quality, the mix sounded really good. Um, yeah, I don't think I really have any notes on the quality of it, so I would say that's probably a 5 for me. Relatability, I mean, I don't I'm kind of like struggling here because I'm gonna be honest, I was in chat and I was like talking with Jabo about something, so I wasn't fully like paying attention to what was being said. So I don't really I'm gonna have to just glaze past that because I just don't really know what to rate it. I'm gonna be honest, I wasn't fully listening. But
That's fine. We
replayability,
will. We
I
can
don't wanna
just we can glaze over your review here because you were. I do
yeah.
see your messages
I
now. They
was
were
in
pretty
chat.
long. So.
I was talking with Jabo. I just because I really wanted to get through to him what I
Hmm.
was saying because I feel like it's important. So, but yeah, I would say replayability would be a 5 on this because I definitely would listen to it again. I did notice in
Yeah,
chat
nobody
that
said it was dope.
uh I did notice in chat that somebody or oh my god, Time had said that it was like a freestyle. That is crazy to me because like what I heard was bars. So if that was all freestyled, like that's insane. So this is a 5 for replayability because I'm definitely going to listen to it again when I can give it more attention,
Right.
So my
Right.
bad. I'm sorry. But where I heard, I'm saying 5s. So,
Okay.
yeah.
What you got? What you got, Cordell?
Oh, this was definitely on point. I don't know 100% about the mix. Like I said, everybody else's mix is always better than mine. I feel like I could have heard her louder.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just more assertive on the track, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
Because for the things that she was saying, she was owning the track. Um, Looney Tunes definitely is just a natural talent. You can hear it in the flow, and yeah, I could tell that's a freestyle. She's spitting though, like it was on point. So for its relatability and replayability, I'm giving it 5s just because it's on point for a freestyle. Your production is second to none time, so you got that locked up. Get the mix right, make her a little louder.
Well, yeah, that's okay. So we okay. I was making sure I wasn't the only one. Yeah, I'm with the same thing. Getting those vocals pushed. I think they might. It's for me. It sounds like one of two things. It sounds like either
Nice.
the audio quality itself might be a little bit lacking, or it might be just compressed way too much.
It could be overly compressed.
Yeah, it's one of those that as far as the way it's sounding, it's one of those two things for me. Bringing them up a little bit more, with how much the beat, because like nobody said in the chat, the bass was hitting. So with that being
Yeah.
said, the bass hitting as it is, you're gonna want to bring her up a little bit more and get that vocal blend a little bit better within the beat, so that way we can get a little bit more clarity on what she's saying rather than
Yeah.
trying to fight through it. You know what I mean?
She was owning that track.
Right,
Maybe
right.
even
And I
just the
wanted to be able to
EQ.
know that she was owning it. Like I was like, all right, vibing with it. Okay, yeah, okay. What exactly she say there? Hold up. Ah, damn, I
Yeah.
missed it. But
She really beat
mhm.
bitches too. I know that.
Yeah, maybe
Wanted
even
that
just like a
smoke.
EQ thing that could
Right,
be for her voice. 'Cause I've said before, women's voices are tricky when it comes to mixing because we live in a strange frequency. So,
right, right.
um, there's maybe even I almost feel like her voice is so like um rich sounding that she could even probably handle a little bit of an exciter, possibly just a little bit,
Hmm.
put on her vocal to make it stand out a little bit more in the track.
Or even an
Perfect.
enhancer to smooth it down.
Yeah, like a little,
Cut it at
like
about
yeah,
230. She's
she's
perfect.
that kind of voice that over compressed will become muddy really, really quickly. I think
Right.
so,
Right, right, right. I get that. I get that. Yeah,
but you
that
don't
was
see a lot.
Time and Hazel
Yeah.
on that one though. That was got me fucked up. Again, the other tracks that came through, um, and we have a couple here. We will be playing those in a little bit. I just wanted to ask if anybody, saying up here had anything they wanted to say real quick. I am going to go through some of my own personal things here at the end of the show real quick before we tap out for the morning. But go ahead if you guys have anything, you can go ahead and get it out the way real quick.
My usual thing. I just want to remind everybody that we do have a post on the community side of the YouTube channel. We are looking for suggestions from you on what we can do when we hit that 500 subscriber goal, which we are ever sneaking closer and closer to. So,
Easing on up there.
so we've had a couple suggestions, but a lot of them are coming from like within us. So we want to know what you guys want to see us do. I know you guys have suggestions, so please, I don't want to say this every show. Come on, put them in there. Let us know what you want to
Right,
see us
get
do.
those comments going,
Don't
man.
be
Let us know what
crazy.
you guys think.
I do more
We'll
than
do
eat.
So yeah, make
Me
sure
and
you like,
Wildin'
share,
and do more than
subscribe,
eat.
hit the notification bell in case we do a crazy little pop-up thing. You're aware. And yeah, that's my whole spiel.
I got you.
Yep.
Cordell, you got anything, bro?
Yeah, everything Mom just said, times 2, so that you know that we meant it. And make sure you charge your battery. You either set your alarm or, like she said, like, subscribe, and get the bells turned on so that you get the notification. We'll be back here tonight. It's Downtown Sound. There's all kind of great stuff happening there. Brackets and more. I know Kush is gonna give us the rundown and keep us abreast of the situation, as it's truly the most valuable. We are the most valuable experience you're gonna get right now. This is what you're here for. Learn more, play more, and
Cordell's
other
talking
stuff
about
more.
boobs. Why is he talking about boobs?
Oh yeah, titties. Titties are always good.
Oh my
Titties.
goodness.
Just in
Oh,
case I
man.
didn't
What's
say it
good,
enough.
Yeah, for me, my closeout, guys, we have, again, I'm going to just kind of touch base with everybody. We have the Song of the Year tournament going on. It's a year-long tournament that we got going on. It starts daily, though. So Friday and Saturday nights on the Downtown Sound. Come in, submit your tracks, try to compete with the other artists throughout the show, and see if you guys can lock in a position for a Song of the Night win. You get a Song of the Night win, you move into a bracket for Song of the Month. The Song of the Month bracket we will do at the end of every month on the last Downtown Sound, or I should say the last Downtown Sound of the month, which is normally would be a Friday if I'm not mistaken for this month. So we'll be doing it on a Friday night this month. But we have already Suburban Mom and K3 locking in positions on this Song of the Month bracket. So those two already winning a Song of the Night so far last week on Friday and Saturday. The respected days that you win will come into effect. I will be going over a bracket in a little bit once I finalize the promo for this for you guys to be able to tune in a little bit more and get a little bit more structure on it. But at the end of the year, we will skip over November, as that month I will take the time to get everything finalized for December. And before Christmas, we're going to try to finalize a date on that. That's still TBA. But we were going to finalize a date, and we'll go ahead and get the Song of the Year tournament busting. That one will come down to a $750 grand prize with the title of Song of the Year here on Blunt Ones Radio Network. We will be doing some other things. We will be doing some other things as well when it comes to the artist that wins the Song of the Year. I have a couple things special planned for them as well. But with that being said, I'm going to run this promo for you guys. For the ones that are just tapping in maybe a little bit late today, we'll come back tonight. Be here tonight, 9 p.m. EST. You going to say something, Cordell?
Yes, before you run the commercial and the promo.
Go ahead.
Mass Destruction.
Happy birthday to
MD, it's your birthday.
Oh, it's his birthday.
God bless you this day.
Oh, yeah.
Gave me the gift of the greatest feature, and I'm proud of you today.
Oh, my goodness.
MD, it's your birthday. Happy birthday, MD. Yeah, happy birthday, motherfucker.
Oh, man, happy birthday, bro. Big shout out, Mass Destruction. But yeah, tap in, bro. Check this promo real quick, especially for those that are new sliding in. If you're not aware of what's going on, this is a little bit more about what I was talking about in a video form for you guys.
Yeah.
All right. So for you guys on the screen now, okay, I have the bracket that will be going forward. There will be some months specific, especially for next month in February and some other months throughout the year where we will have an odd number. There will be a stipulation for that odd number. I'm going to go through that in just a second. But on this bracket here, you see we have a Friday and a Saturday matchup. That's why the days that you win will specifically matter. Okay, so if you win on a Friday night, you will be playing someone against somebody on a Saturday night winner. We will have on the show before that the corner episode before the actual matchup for the tournament. We will be doing a double wheel, a Friday wheel, and a Saturday wheel to be able to determine the matchups that will be going into this. The green bracket means you're locked in for a position to battle. The purple bracket, if you go into the semifinals and you are in the purple bracket, that one there will be a separate wheel at the end of the tournament, and those people will be put into a wheel to have a chance to win up to 3 skips in the next month. They do expire. So that will be jotted down. So you can't come in 3 months later and try to be like, yo, man, I want some skips. They expired. So with that being said, you are going to get an opportunity if you make it into the semifinals for a little consolation prize. And then the ones that make it into the finals, this one here is where things get interesting. So the winner, obviously coming out, will get the $50 grand prize for the Song of the Month itself. And then also you will get locked into the Song of the Year tournament part in December. With that being said, the runner-up in the tournament will then have the opportunity, if the next month did partake in a wild card position, they will be locked in for that wild card. All right, so if you do have a loss in the Song of the Month tournament, you still have an opportunity in the next month to be able to compete. You know what I'm saying? You will have a
like
lock-in
football.
for the wild card. Right, exactly.
You could be the Browns. Still come back.
Oh my God, we still on the Browns coming
Don't be
back.
the Browns. Don't be the Browns.
Right. With that being said, though, again, the bracket with the wild card coming in will be similar structure to this. There's a slight variation in the way that it will look, but it's similar in the same structure when it comes to this right here. But that is going to be the basis of the Song of the Year tournament coming up on Blended Ones Radio Network. Big shout out to everybody out there in Blended Ones Mafia, you know what I'm saying? And appreciate you guys for coming through. Again, tonight, 9 p.m. EST, we will be downtown with you guys for Song of the Night competitions. Remember, the form will also remind you as well, but keep in mind there is no whips coming through the downtown submission form. If there is any, they will be flagged. I will end up knocking them out the queue. We are doing strictly published tracks that can be voted on for you guys to get Song of the Night. So voting coming up tonight. Big things also coming up throughout the year. So stay tuned with us, man.
I was
we
muted.
Will be here. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, competition gonna be stiff. Don't come through here with that Rudy Poot unmixed bull. Hey.
Don't come in here with your Ravens songs, is what he's trying to say, right?
Whoa.
Oh,
We taking shots already? Shit.
You really feel some kind of way about this.
The game ain't until tomorrow. Like you just taking shots.
I thought we already had we had this conversation though. Ravens are what Browns long to be. This is what they grow into.
Oh my God.
The Browns is the Ravens minor league.
The title, the Steelers gonna be stealing.
She came out of left field too, like just
man swinging.
Oh, it's stealing.
Oh my
yeah, KJ.
goodness.
4 minutes is the limit. I done cut so many songs at 3:59. It ain't even funny. Like I said, don't bring that Rudy Poot. Don't bring that mess up in here, because it's already been two shots for Song of the Night, and all I do is watch my song go up and get knocked off the list. I'm winning one of these.
Oh yeah, you are.
We'll see, man. We'll see. Yeah, what he's talking about, man. We have the top 3 on Song of the Night for people that are interested in that tonight. When you guys submit, we do a top 3, running a top 3 throughout the show. And it does fluctuate depending on the people that come through and the people that submit. Some of these tracks can last almost the whole show and get knocked off at the very end. So it'd be like that. It'd definitely be like that. But on that note, you know what I'm saying? Big shout out to Cordell, Suburban Mom being up here with me. I'm OC Kush, the man with the plan that no one understands, but y'all be vibing with it. This is the Korner Konvo podcast. We are live Thursday and Friday mornings at 11 a.m. Eastern time. So make sure you guys let people know, man. Hit that share button, tap that thumbs up, and definitely hit the notification bell as we out here. You know what I'm saying? And we want you guys to know about it. Other than that, man, I'm out. On behalf of Blunt Ones Radio Network, salute.
Peace.